Chapter 171. On the stage, Jia Yun and Jia Huareng were fighting fiercely. Luo Cai was escorted by Fang Xiuwen and Fang Xiuwu to the arena. Looking at the battle in the arena, Fang Xiuwen clicked his tongue. Isn't this Jiang Zhuliu's Spirit Sea secret skill? How did this kid learn it too? Fang Xiuwu, however, shook his head. I don't think so. This spiritual sea is very weak, and the spiritual power in it is also very modeled. It doesn't look like a spiritual sea secret technique. Luo Cai pursed her lips and chuckled. It's the Spirit Sea secret skill, but it's a simplified version, and its strength is much weaker. It only has the form, but not the spirit. Neither of them refuted Luo Cai's words. No one knew if he agreed with Luo Cai's words or if it was Luo Cai who said it. Below the ring, Tang Ao also felt that Jia Huareng's spiritual sea was a bit strange, so he used the Heaven's Eye art to explore the ring. Unexpectedly, as soon as Tang Ao mobilized his spiritual power, the hazy mass of qi floating quietly above his dantian suddenly gave off a special throbbing. This ball of hazy energy was the source of the hidden jade in stone body. In his previous life, after he had awakened the hidden jade in stone body, this ball of hazy qi had never throbbed like this. After the throbbing, Tang Ao faintly felt that he seemed to have established a special connection with something. Tang Ao followed this feeling and saw a pair of beautiful big eyes looking at him, and then smiled at him gently. And the one who had established a subtle relationship with him was this femme fatale beauty in front of him. Why was it called calamity level? Because when Tang Ao and this beautiful girl looked at each other, countless cold gazes instantly appeared on Tang Ao. Who is that kid? Senior sister Luo Cai seemed to be smiling at her just now. What do you mean by seems? Senior sister Luo Cai really smiled at him just now. Don't stop me. I'm going to teach this kid a lesson. You can go. By the way, let me remind you that this kid is called Tang Ao. So what if he's called Tang Ao? Even if his name is Tang Ao, I will still teach him a lesson today. After a while, this person seemed to finally remember who Tang Ao was. Could this be the Tang Ao who defeated senior brother Xiao Gudao, who was ranked 40th on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings? Nonsense, who else could it be if not him? Don't drag me into this if you're looking for trouble. Brother, you must be joking. I'm just joking. How can I lower myself to the level of a new junior brother? Tang Ao noticed that among the gazes staring at him, there were a few extremely powerful auras. Compared to Xiao Gudao, who knew how many streets Xiao Gudao was left in the dust, and two of the auras came from the two white-clothed youths on the left and right of Luo Cai. These two people looked 70 to 80% similar to the youth who had just floated onto the stage. They must be triplets. While Tang Ao was thinking, Luo Cai, Fang Xiuwen, and Fang Xiuwu walked towards Tang Ao. Your junior brother Tang Ao, right? I'm Luo Cai. Feeling the indistinct special connection between him and Luo Cai, Tang Ao was very puzzled. I'm Tang Ao, a new inner disciple. Nice to meet you, junior sister Luo. Luo Cai was stunned when she heard Tang Ao call her junior sister Luo. Actually, Tang Ao saw that Luo Cai was the same age as him and felt that calling her senior sister was too disadvantageous, so he called her junior sister Luo. Seeing that Luo Cai was beside the stage, Fang Xiuling, who was not far away, also walked over. Sister Cai, why are you here? Tang Ao looked at Fang Xiuling and the other two and suddenly remembered who they were. Others might not know Fang Xiuling and the other two, but Lu Yi did. Lu Yi had told him about the situation of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, and the four people in front of him were all in the top 10 of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings. If he was right, this gentle and beautiful woman with exquisite features was the fourth on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, Luo Cai. And the young man who floated up just now was the 10th on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, Fang Xiuling. On Luo Cai's side should be the 5th on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, Fang Xiuwen, and the 7th on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, Fang Xiuwu. Didn't Lu Yi say that the top 10 of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings had all gone out to train? Why did 4 cultivation techniques appear in such a short time? It was unknown whether Luo Tsai did it intentionally or not, but under the watchful eyes of the crowd, Luo Tsai suddenly walked to Tang Ao's side. She whispered in Tang Ao's ear, "I didn't expect you to have the extreme yang physique and the hidden jade in the stone physique. The two of us are quite fated." Tang Ao was appalled. He had the hidden jade and the stone physique in his previous life, so he naturally knew the secret of the hidden jade in the stone physique being an extreme yang physique. Moreover, he also knew that if this kind of extreme yang physique could dual cultivate with the extreme yin physique, the heavenly phoenix spiritual jade physique, both could stimulate the greatest potential of the physique. In his previous life, he had painstakingly searched for a woman with the heavenly phoenix spiritual jade physique, but until he died, he did not find a woman with this physique. He didn't expect to find it so easily after traveling far and wide in search of it. In this life, he hadn't even looked for it, and the heavenly phoenix spiritual jade physique had automatically delivered itself to him. But looking at the fierce gazes of the people around him, who were like wolves and tigers, as if they wanted to swallow him alive, Tang Ao wasn't sure whether Luo Tsai was delivering herself to him or sending trouble to him. At present it seemed that the latter was more likely. After learning that Luo Tsai had the heavenly phoenix spiritual jade physique, Tang Ao looked at Luo Tsai with a special gaze. There was amazement, joy, and even a trace of possessiveness. But the strangest thing was that Luo Tsai actually saw a trace of sympathy for herself in his eyes. Tang Ao didn't know whether Luo Tsai was aware of the special nature of her physique, but for Tang Ao, who had painstakingly searched for the heavenly phoenix spiritual jade physique to stimulate the potential of his physique in his previous life, he knew the heavenly phoenix spiritual jade physique very well. Different from the hidden jade in the stone physique, which was a tough extreme yang physique, Luo Tsai's heavenly phoenix spiritual jade physique was a physique suitable for dual cultivation with any physique. In other words, no matter who it was, after dual cultivation with Luo Tsai, their body's potential would increase by leaps and bounds. Therefore, Luo Tsai was like a lamb, closely watched by countless wolves at all times. Among the surrounding people, perhaps many of them had been staring at Luo Tsai because of her exquisite appearance. But Tang Ao believed that among these people, most of them were here for Luo Tsai's heavenly phoenix spiritual jade physique. Although the heavenly phoenix spiritual jade physique had many benefits, its possessor was very unfortunate. No matter who it was, after dual cultivation with the possessor of the heavenly phoenix spiritual jade physique, their physique would be enhanced, but the possessor of the heavenly phoenix spiritual jade physique would lose a lot of their lifespan due to the consumption of their physique. According to Tang Ao's research in his previous life, after dual cultivation with a person with the heavenly phoenix spiritual jade physique, they would undoubtedly die within a year. Thinking of this, Tang Ao couldn't help but feel a strong desire to protect her. Under everyone's horrified gaze, Tang Ao suddenly reached out and pulled Luo Tsai into his arms. "From now on, no one can bully you," Tang Ao whispered in Luo Tsai's ear. Luo Tsai was stunned by Tang Ao's action. It was the first time she had heard such shocking words. So much so that she forgot that she was still in Tang Ao's arms, and forgot that it was the first time she was so close to a man in public. Chapter 172. Countless disciples of the inner sanctum saw Tang Ao holding Luo Tsai in his arms, and they screamed out loud, "Qinshou, kill him! How dare he hug junior sister Tsai? Who is this guy? Is he courting death? The public enemy of the inner sanctum, the public enemy of the inner sanctum. This guy should be a newcomer in the inner sanctum, right? Newborn calves are not afraid of tigers. Junior sister Tsai is always with the 3 Fong brothers, her guardians. This guy is disabled. Who are the 3 Fong brothers? Junior, you're not on the Dragon and Phoenix roll, right? Are you blind? I'm Huan, who is ranked 48th on the Dragon and Phoenix roll. The person who asked was stunned and suddenly thought, there are 48 people on the Dragon and Phoenix roll? Aren't there only 47 people on the Dragon and Phoenix roll? What do you know? My ability is only slightly weaker than the 47th person on the Dragon and Phoenix roll. Only these two people with extraordinary bones could argue about the Dragon rank and Phoenix rank in front of them with such explosive news. The others were still glaring at Tang Ao as if they wanted to swallow him up. Fang Xiuwu could not stand it anymore and wanted to teach Tang Ao a lesson. But Fang Xiuwen stopped him immediately. Big brother, what do you mean? He has taken advantage of junior sister Tsai. Second brother, why are you so anxious? Junior sister Tsai is ranked higher than me on the Dragon and Phoenix roll. Although junior sister Tsai is usually smiling, she is very scary when she is angry. Recalling Luo Tsai's actions when she was angry, Fang Xiuwen could not help but tremble. Fang Xiuwu understood and stood at the same spot, waiting to see Tang Ao being beaten up by Luo Tsai. Seeing the change in Fang Xiuwen and Fang Xiuwu's expressions, a small number of experts on the Dragon and Phoenix roll who knew them were ready to watch a good show. The other disciples who did not know the truth looked at Tang Ao with righteous indignation. This guy seems to be called Tang Ao. He defeated Senior Xiao Gudao, who is ranked 40th on the Dragon and Phoenix roll not long ago. Could it be that we have to watch Junior Tsai being tortured by him? It's broad daylight and the world is clear. This bastard is doing such a cruel and inhumane thing. Is no one going to step forward to stop it? Junior brother, I see that your bones are clear and fresh. I'll give you this chance to make a name for yourself in one battle. The disciple who spoke just now was only at the first level of the origin realm. It was fine to let him talk on the side, but to let him go up was simply sending himself to his death. Obviously, this person was very self-aware. Junior brother hasn't been in the inner sect for long, so I'll leave this kind of limelight to senior brother. Maybe senior brother's wisdom and martial prowess can even move junior sister Tsai, and in the end, it will become a good story in the inner sanctum. This disciple's strength was lacking, but his eloquence was comparable. After he finished speaking, the more the disciple thought about it, the more he felt it made sense, and the more he thought about it, the more excited he became. Thank you, junior brother, for your advice. Liangchen will definitely reward you handsomely after everything is done. May I know your name? My name is Ma Liangchen. If you have any problems in the inner sect in the future, you can use my name. The disciple was stunned. This ordinary-looking senior brother in front of him was actually senior brother Ma Liangchen, who was ranked 36th on the Dragon and Phoenix leaderboard. Luo Tsai, who was at the side, also recovered from her daze. Junior brother Tang Ao, isn't it inappropriate for us to be like this? Luo Tsai's beautiful eyes looked at Tang Ao's arm that was wrapped around her slender waist. Tang Ao was also extremely embarrassed. He didn't know why, but he suddenly hugged Luo Tsai just now. Thus, he hurriedly let go of Luo Tsai. In front of so many people, it didn't matter if he, Tang Ao, was thick-skinned. However, Luo Tsai, who was opposite him, blushed as if she had a fever. In the eyes of Fang Xiuwen and Fang Xiuwen, Luo Tsai suddenly broke free from Tang Ao's embrace. Fang Xiuwen looked at Tang Ao with a "it should be so" expression. Second brother, see? I already said that Sister Tsai is not to be trifled with. Old Ginger is spicier. That fellow is in trouble now. Fang Xiuwu looked at Tang Ao mockingly, as if Tang Ao would be beaten up by Luo Tsai in no time. Big brother, second brother, wouldn't that scene be too bloody? Wouldn't it be inappropriate for young people? Fang Xiuling appeared out of nowhere. Why do you care so much? Just watch the show. Fang Xiuwu patted his head, as if he was very unhappy that Fang Xiuling suddenly interrupted his reverie. Third brother, you are still a minor. Don't meddle in this. Don't worry, Sister Tsai will come to our Fong family sooner or later. At that time, if she isn't your big sister-in-law, she will be your second sister-in-law, Fong Xiuwen said confidently. Fong Xiuwu agreed with his big brother Fong Xiuwen's words. He patted Fong Xiuling's shoulder and pointed to a big tree not far away. Fong Xiuling looked at Fong Xiuwu in confusion. Second brother, what do you mean? Little kid, you don't even understand? It's cool under a big tree. Go where it's cool. After Fong Xiuwu finished speaking, Fong Xiuwen also laughed loudly. Second brother, you've grown up. You're so good at saying things like that. Looking at the absolute beauty in front of him, Tang Ao didn't know what to say for a moment and just looked at her quietly. Looking at Tang Ao's clear and bright eyes, Luo Tsai suddenly smiled mischievously. Then, she moved closer to Tang Ao's ear and whispered, Junior brother Tang Ao, then I'll wait for you to become stronger to protect me. Seeing Luo Tsai move closer to Tang Ao, Fong Xiuwen laughed loudly. Second brother, can you guess what junior sister Tsai is going to do to deal with this kid? Big brother, don't keep me in suspense. When I fought with junior sister Tsai, how could I bear to hit her? I always stood there and let her hit me. I haven't seen many of her martial techniques and secret technique. Thinking about how Luo Tsai hit him in the arena, Fong Xiuwu instantly had an endless aftertaste. Looking at Fong Xiuwu's despicable look, Fong Xiuwen felt a chill. Stop. If I'm not wrong, junior sister Tsai is going to use the rainbow illusory technique. TSK, that kid is going to suffer now. Fong Xiuwu had experienced the rainbow illusory technique before. Big brother's eyes are indeed sharp. Looks like it's most likely the rainbow illusory technique. But why does it look like Sister Tsai wants to bite him to death? Fong Xiuling suddenly said. Fong Xiuwen sighed helplessly and pointed to the shade of a tree not far away. Fong Xiuling understood and immediately floated to the shade of the tree. This was actually a movement technique unique to Fong Xiuling. However, Fong Xiuling's face was pale and he was dressed in white. When he used this movement technique, it was really a little scary. Hearing Luo Tsai say that he would protect her after he became stronger, Tang Ao didn't say much and only said, okay. After Tang Ao said that, Luo Tsai's beautiful eyes blinked mischievously. Junior brother Tang Ao, I'm sorry. I've caused you trouble. Take care. Luo Tsai pursed her lips and chuckled before walking away. Trouble? What trouble? Tang Ao was confused. However, when he saw the ferocious gazes around him, Tang Ao instantly understood. Chapter 173. Just when Tang Ao wanted to explain and run away, Luo Tsai's gentle and sweet voice came again. Junior brother Tang Ao, I look forward to your performance. I'm doomed. Tang Ao sighed and hurriedly used the mysterious centipede legs to run away. As soon as Tang Ao ran away, the people who came back to their senses instantly screamed and rushed toward Tang Ao. On a thick tree, Lu Yi nibbled on the roast chicken in his hand while looking at Tang Ao, who was being chased by a group of inner court disciples. Lu Yi clicked his tongue. Junior brother Tang Ao is indeed a dragon among men. Not long after entering the inner court, you have already offended all the inner court disciples. Ha, worthy of being the man I admire. When Fuyang heard the first few words, he agreed with them. When he heard the last sentence, Fuyang's expression changed greatly and he hurriedly distanced himself from Lu Yi. In a lotus pond in the inner court, strings of tiny bubbles kept appearing. The group of inner court disciples who were chasing after Tang Ao searched for a long time. When they found no trace of Tang Ao, they left with resentment. Junior brother Wu, pay attention to your status. You are an expert ranked 19th on the Dragon and Phoenix list. Crying here is a loss of dignity. Junior brother Wu, mind your status. You are an expert ranked 19th on the Dragon and Phoenix list. Crying here is a loss of dignity. Hearing this, Wu Yifun's expression became serious. He felt that this person's words made sense and hurriedly stopped crying. But then Wu Yifan realized something was wrong. Senior brother Lu, you are an expert ranked 13th on the Dragon and Phoenix list. If you keep crying here, won't you be tarnishing the reputation of the experts on the Dragon and Phoenix list? Lu Han's expression became bitter, and more tears flowed down. Junior brother Wu, you don't know, but I am heartbroken. When I think of a good cabbage being taken by a pig, I am heartbroken. In the lotus pond, when Tang Ao heard the conversation between these two people, he almost choked on his saliva. Tang Ao sighed in his heart. Other than idiots like Xiao Gudao, there were even more clowns in the inner sect. As he sighed, Tang Ao suddenly remembered that he still had a match today, so he hurriedly jumped out of the lotus pond. Tang Ao released a burst of spiritual power, and his wet clothes quickly emitted a burst of water vapor. Soon, the water vapor on his clothes evaporated. After he finished doing all this, Tang Ao hurriedly walked towards the number 6 combat ring. At this moment, Mao Yangchen was standing idly on arena number 6. Logically speaking, if the opponent didn't come on stage after 10 minutes, the match should be declared over. However, Mao Yangchen was in a very bad mood today, so he had to vent it in the arena. Although 30 minutes had passed, Mao Yangchen was still standing in the ring, calm and unruffled. He was waiting for his opponent, an unlucky kid named Tang Ao. He didn't know who Tang Ao was, but he knew that Tang Ao was going to be unlucky and would have to bear his wrath. Generally speaking, an expert on the Dragon and Phoenix leaderboard like him wouldn't bother with a nameless new disciple. However, he was in a bad mood today. The match didn't start on the combat ring, and the people below the combat ring who had nothing to do started whispering. I guess senior brother Mao Yangchen is going to wait in vain. The opponent must have heard senior brother Mao Yangchen's name and is afraid to fight. This year's new disciple really doesn't know his place. He just entered the inner sect and he already dares to challenge the authority of the senior disciples. Yeah, is this Dragon and Phoenix leaderboard a place for new disciples? Why don't they look at the crazy people on the Dragon and Phoenix leaderboard? The person fighting senior brother Mao Yangchen is considered smart. He knows senior brother Mao Yangchen's tricks, so he hid in the dark and didn't dare to come out. Otherwise, he would have to lie in bed for 2 months. This year's new disciples are really something. Their strength isn't much, but they are quite enthusiastic in participating in the Dragon and Phoenix leaderboard challenges. Yeah, just now on the 7th combat ring, those 5 to 6 new disciples were mercilessly killed when they fought against the experts on the Dragon and Phoenix leaderboard. I wonder if it left a shadow in their hearts and they won't dare to participate in the Dragon and Phoenix leaderboard challenges in the future. That's nothing. Let me tell you guys. Just now on the 1st combat ring, there was a new disciple called Tang Ao who actually dared to embrace senior sister Luo Tsai. The number 1 beauty of the inner sect, Luo Tsai? Is what senior brother said true? How can it be false? It's just that the 1st combat ring was too far away from here, so you guys didn't see it. But I was there, and that scene was explosive. I wonder which Tang Ao senior brother is talking about? An inner sect disciple asked with some doubt. Nonsense, the person I'm talking about is that Tang Ao who defeated senior brother Xiao Gudao. Hearing what you guys said, it seems like senior brother Mao Yangchen's opponent is also called Tang Ao. As everyone was talking, Tang Ao ran over from afar. Seeing that his opponent was still standing on the combat ring, Tang Ao was overjoyed in his heart. Fortunately, the competition hadn't ended yet. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worth it to lose a match because of this. After Tang Ao got on the combat ring, Mao Yangchen was stunned. Good boy, it's actually you? This person is Tang Ao who has been in the limelight recently? That's right, it's him. He's the one who forcefully embraced senior sister Luo Tsai. Scum. Senior brother Mao Yangchen, teach him a lesson. This Tang Ao can defeat Xiao Gudao. He should have some ability, right? Even if he has some ability, it's useless. I heard that he fought with senior brother Xiao Gudao, and both of them were injured. In the end, he barely defeated senior brother Xiao Gudao. And senior brother Xiao Gudao couldn't even last 10 moves against senior brother Ma Yangchen. Hearing the words of the people below the combat ring, Tang Ao shook his head helplessly. Although Ma Yangchen in front of him was slightly stronger than Xiao Gudao, he already had the strength to crush Xiao Gudao. In Tang Ao's opinion, the strength of the person in front of him was barely passable. If he went too far, Tang Ao didn't mind letting him know what despair was. Perhaps everyone could see the huge difference in strength between Tang Ao and Ma Yangchen. Therefore, after Tang Ao got on the combat ring, they didn't stop arguing. There's going to be a good show. How many moves do you think Tang Ao can take from senior brother Ma Yangchen? In my opinion, it shouldn't be a problem for him to last 5 moves. Junior brother, that's where you're wrong. Now that senior brother Ma Yangchen has awakened his Pegasus life soul at the 15th level and comprehended the martial technique, Pegasus Fist, his strength is no longer the same as before. How do you know all this? Of course I know. When senior brother Ma Yangchen fought senior brother Luojin, who was ranked 30th on the Dragon and Phoenix leaderboard, I was watching from the side. In the end, senior brother Ma Yangchen still won. In the combat ring, Tang Ao could feel Ma Yangchen's endless hatred and torrential anger. He really didn't understand how he had offended this person. But very soon Tang Ao understood. Tang Ao, you actually did that to junior sister Tsai, whom I've been in love with for a long time. Wake up. Hearing Ma Yangchen's words, Tang Ao thought to himself, it's about Luo Tsai again? Didn't I just hug her for a moment? Why do I seem to have become the intersex public enemy? Chapter 174. Of course, Tang Ao didn't know about this. Even if he knew, Tang Ao wasn't afraid. The demon Honor was a man of his word. Why isn't senior brother Ma Yangchen making a move? Looks like this kid has some conflict with senior brother Ma Yangchen. Senior brother Ma Yangchen will soon make him despair. In the arena, Ma Yangchen was furious when he saw Tang Ao ignoring him. Tang Ao, I'm talking to you. Are you deaf? If you want to fight, just fight. Why are you shouting? Tang Ao said indifferently. Everyone started to sympathize with Tang Ao when they saw how fearless Tang Ao was. It seems like junior brother Tang Ao is full of despair. Yes. Senior brother Ma Yangchen always holds grudges. If Tang Ao was smart enough to admit defeat earlier, he would have suffered less. Good idea. Let's make sure he doesn't have the chance to admit defeat. Ma Yangchen was furious when he heard Tang Ao's words. You're too arrogant. You're a new inner sect kid. I'll let you know what despair is. Tang Ao said casually. If you want to fight, just fight. Why are you shouting? Not far away, Luo Tsai sat on a thick branch. Her beautiful eyes were watching the match between Tang Ao and Ma Yangchen with interest. The 3 Fong brothers, who had been pestering her, were searching for Luo Tsai in the entire 7 Kills sect. Third brother, it's all your fault. Otherwise, why would big brother and second brother fall for sister Tsai's illusion so easily? Fong Xiuwen said angrily. Fong Xiuling laughed out loud. Sister Tsai lives up to her name. She got rid of my big brother and second brother's harassment so easily. Fong Xiuwu snorted. I think you're asking for it. Come on. Do you think I'm afraid of you? Fong Xiuling rolled up his sleeves after saying that. He looked at Fong Xiuwu with an imposing manner. On the 6th arena, Ma Yangchen's aura had already been released to the extreme. Above Ma Yangchen's head, 10 abnormally powerful monster beast life souls were lined up neatly. He had the brightly colored white tiger life soul, the cloud copper demon lion life soul, the storm flaming bear life soul, and the crystal omen horse life soul. There was also the 12th firmament mysterious eye lizard life soul, and the red mist elephant life soul. But the most eye-catching thing was the meteor heavenly horse life spirit that came from the 16th heaven. At that moment, the meteor Pegasus Life Soul transformed into countless shimmering stars that slowly absorbed Mal Yangchen's arm. As the stardust continued to be absorbed, a terrifying aura instantly swept through the entire arena from Mal Yangchen's hands. Some of the disciples who were close to the stage were instantly pushed back 3 steps by Mal Yangchen's powerful aura. Some of the weaker disciples even felt a sweetness in their throats as a mouthful of blood surged into their mouths. His strength and momentum were evident. Even the inner sect deacon who was in charge of judging by the side frowned, afraid that Mal Yangchen would be killed by Tang Ao if he was not careful. Feeling the powerful aura from Mal Yangchen's hands, Tang Ao was also interested. 7 life souls flashed out of his sea of consciousness and instantly fused into his body, disappearing without a trace. Tang Ao seemed to have summoned his life soul just now. Why did his life soul disappear again? I don't know either. Did you see what life soul it was? I remember that Tang Ao only has 5 life souls, right? When did he have 7 life souls? He didn't even have 7 life souls. Didn't you see that as soon as he summoned his life soul, it was forced back into his body by senior brother Mal Yangchen? Tisk tsk, his life soul was forced back into his body. This is a great insult to cultivators. Who can he blame? He can only blame himself for being too eager for success. The life soul that he awakened is too poor. Due to the distance, Luo Tsai didn't understand what had happened to Tang Ao. Logically speaking, Tang Ao had a 1 in a million hidden jade body in stone. His talent and temperament must not be bad. How could there be such a thing where his life soul was forced back into his body? Luo Tsai, who couldn't understand, decided to go and take a look for herself. She didn't believe that the man who promised her would be so weak. On the 6th ring, Mal Yangchen looked at Tang Ao with a ferocious expression. Boy, now you know what despair is, right? Your life soul has been forced back into your body. What do you have to fight with me? Unexpectedly, Tang Ao still said the words that almost made Mal Yangchen vomit blood. If you want to fight, just fight. Why are you shouting? Tang Ao said indifferently. You. Mal Yangchen's surging spiritual power shook. Obviously, he was very angry with Tang Ao. Below the ring, Luo Tsai, who had changed her appearance, looked at Tang Ao strangely. I don't know how strong he is, but his mouth is not weak. Tang Ao is dead for sure. He dared to anger senior brother Mal Yangchen time and time again. The inner sect deacon in charge of judging on the ring also looked at Tang Ao angrily. If he wasn't strong enough, he should have kept a low profile, but he had to challenge Mal Yangchen. In a while, if Mal Yangchen wanted to kill him, he might not be able to block it. He was simply looking for trouble. No, it should be said that he was looking for death. He even dragged himself into this. After the 7 life souls were absorbed into Tang Ao's body, they turned into 7 special streams of light and shuttled through Tang Ao's body. Although there was no spiritual power on the surface of Tang Ao's body, there was a terrifying spiritual power storm in Tang Ao's body. This level of spiritual power storm was destructive no matter who it was in. But the strange thing was that these spiritual power storms with terrifying power were extremely docile when they passed through Tang Ao's limbs and bones. It was like a warm current. On the other side of the ring, Mal Yangchen looked at Tang Ao and laughed angrily. Kid, you have successfully angered me. Now let me see if your ability is as good as your mouth. That won't do. My ability is much better than my mouth. Mal Yangchen knew that Tang Ao was sharp-tongued, so he didn't waste any more time talking to him. Mal Yangchen roared and the powerful Pegasus fist smashed towards Tang Ao like a meteor. Good timing. At this moment, the 7 streams of light of the 7 kill art in Tang Ao's body had gathered to its peak. Tang Ao, this is the first time I have used the Pegasus fist with all my strength. It is not a shame that you lost to this move. Although he said that he lost, Tang Ao could see the killing intent in his eyes. Tang Ao was right. Just now, Mal Yongchen was thinking, it is not a shame that Tang Ao died to this move. Oh my God, Tang Ao is crippled, a sweet-looking female disciple said. As soon as the female disciple finished speaking, a male disciple next to her covered her eyes. Junior sister, the next scene is too bloody. It's better if you don't watch it. Facing Mal Yongchen's earth-shattering power, Tang Ao only pushed out his palm that contained the 7 streams of light. There's no need to say anything. Tang Ao's hand is crippled for daring to take the Pegasus fist head-on. It's not just his hand. I think the right side of his body is crippled. While everyone was discussing, Mal Yongchen and Tang Ao finally came into contact. Chapter 175. A powerful spirit power with a destructive aura instantly engulfed the entire stage. Some of the weaker disciples were crushed by the terrifying spirit power and their bones made strange sounds. However, on the stage, the scene of Tang Ao being smashed into smithereens in everyone's imagination didn't happen. After Tang Ao's light palm collided with Mal Yongchen's powerful and violent punch, Tang Ao's palm collided. Tang Ao, who didn't seem to have summoned a single life spirit, crushed Mal Yongchen's Pegasus life spirit inch by inch. Under Mal Yongchen's disbelieving gaze, Tang Ao's palm didn't slow down at all and slammed into Mal Yongchen's chest. Kacha, the sound of bones breaking rang out and Mal Yongchen's chest immediately caved in. As Tang Ao didn't have any enmity with him, after defeating Mal Yongchen, Tang Ao held back 70% of his power. Otherwise, Mal Yongchen wouldn't just be sent flying off the stage. The people below the stage couldn't recover from the dramatic turn of events. Luo Tsai looked at Tang Ao with her beautiful eyes, and she was extremely shocked. She could imagine that Tang Ao, who had the hidden jade in stone body, was definitely not weak. However, she never expected that Tang Ao, who was only at the 5th level of the origin martial realm, would have such terrifying fighting power. After a while, a spectating disciple said in disbelief, "Oh my God, Tang Ao defeated senior brother Mal Yongchen, who used the Pegasus life spirit with his bare fists. And Tang Ao didn't seem to have used a single life spirit. That's not right either. If Tang Ao is really that powerful, then when he summoned his life spirit, we clearly saw that his life spirit was forced back into his body." Even though the truth was right in front of their eyes, everyone still found it hard to accept. Or rather, even if they accepted the result, they couldn't understand how Tang Ao did it. While everyone was puzzled, a spectating disciple in black said indifferently, 7 kill slaughter art. That's impossible. He's just a new inner court disciple. How could he possibly cultivate the 7 kill slaughtering art? After all, many of the veteran experts on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings have yet to learn this martial art skill. The other disciple still wanted to explain, but when he saw the face of the black-clothed disciple, he said in disbelief, You are senior brother Jing Wushang, who is ranked 3rd on the Dragon and Phoenix roll? It's actually senior brother Jing Wushang. I didn't expect him to come and watch the fight so early." Jing Wushang's appearance caused quite a commotion amongst the crowd. The 7 kills sex Dragon and Phoenix roll had a total of 49 elite disciples on it. Although these 49 people were all on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, there was a saying, the top 3 of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings are on one level, and the rest of the experts on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings are on another level. Thus, after Jing Wushang's appearance, the fluctuations caused by his appearance weren't any less than Luo Tsai's. In fact, it was even greater. Senior brother Jing Wushang should have hopes of becoming the first on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings this time, right? From what I see, senior brother Jing Wushang will definitely get first. The discussions of the crowd didn't cause any fluctuations in Jing Wushang's emotions. At that moment, Jing Wushang's gaze was like 2 sharp swords as he stared at Tang Ao, who was standing on the stage. "I never would have thought a monster like you would appear in the inner court. You only have the strength of the 5th level of the Origin Realm, yet you already have the half-a-step mastery of the 7 slaughter method. Don't be eliminated too early. I look forward to fighting against you. Although Jing Wushang was a peak expert in the top 3 of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, Tang Ao wasn't afraid. I also look forward to fighting against you. I hope you won't be eliminated early. Jing Wushang was quite astonished. He said, interesting, and walked into the distance. When he arrived next to Luo Tsai, who had changed her appearance, Jing Wushang was stunned. So it's Sister Tsai. How did you become like this? After asking, Jing Wushang slapped his head. I forgot. Sister Tsai's charm is too great. Wherever she goes, she attracts a large group of people. What did senior brother Jing Wushang say? I think he said that the ordinary-looking junior sister is Junior Tsai. Wow, since it's what senior brother Jing Wushang said, then it must be true. I didn't think Senior Tsai would appear twice in the inner court today. After Jing Wushang exposed Luo Tsai also removed the illusion technique and revealed her original appearance. Looking at the spectators below the stage, Tang Ao was speechless. He had easily killed Mal Yangchen in the face of adversity. At that moment, he should be the focus of attention. As a result, when Jing Wushang and Luo Tsai appeared, they became fans of all the spectators. However, Tang Ao didn't want to be the focus of attention very quickly because under everyone's dumbfounded gazes, Luo Tsai leisurely walked towards him. Thinking back to when he hugged her and was chased by a group of inner court disciples, Tang Ao had a bad premonition. Luo Tsai walked in front of Tang Ao and said with a smile, "Junior brother Tang Ao, it seems that you really have the ability to protect me." Listening to Luo Tsai's gentle and sweet-sounding words and feeling the orchid-like fragrance of Luo Tsai's body, Tang Ao couldn't help but be stunned. While Tang Ao was in a daze, the audience below the stage exploded. I remember, this boy is the public enemy of the inner court. Earlier today, he actually hugged junior sister Luo Tsai? Really? It's absolutely true. I saw it clearly right here. As soon as this person finished speaking, the disciple next to him slapped him in the face. You trash, you were at the scene, but you didn't protect junior sister Tsai. The disciple who was slapped could not refute for a moment and was stunned for a moment before he hurriedly said, "You guys hold him back first, I will go to the other stages to call for people." Okay, hurry up and go. Today, this public enemy of the inner court will be punished by all the inner court disciples. Looking at the ferocious gazes of the crowd below the stage, Tang Ao bitterly laughed. "Junior sister Tsai, you've caused me trouble." After hearing that, Luo Tsai immediately showed a pitiful expression. "I'm sorry, senior brother Tang Ao. It's all my fault." Before Luo Tsai finished speaking, Tang Ao's strong and sturdy arm once again embraced her slender waist. Luo Tsai was stupefied. In one day, she had already been hugged twice by this man, who she saw as weak. Luo Tsai struggled a bit, but she did not break free from Tang Ao's embrace. But even she herself did not understand why she, a cultivator at the 9th level of the Origin Realm, could not break free from the embrace of Tang Ao, a weak martial artist at the 5th level of the Origin Realm. Was it just because of that ridiculous but serious promise that he would protect her? As Luo Tsai's imagination ran wild, Tang Ao suddenly moved close to her ear and said, "Since I'm going to protect you for a lifetime, I'll collect some interest first." Feeling the hot manly aura on Tang Ao's body, 2 patches of red rose on Luo Tsai's face. Looking at Tang Ao in front of her, Luo Tsai was extremely nervous. She did not know what Tang Ao wanted to do. Chapter 176. As expected, after Tang Ao escaped, the group of inner sect disciples immediately chased after him. They looked as though they would not stop until they beat up Tang Ao, the public enemy of the inner sect. Not far from the arena, Fang Xiuwen and Fang Xiuwu looked at the panting Fang Xiuling as though they were looking at a monster. Fang Xiuwen was ranked 5th on the Dragon and Phoenix leaderboard, while Fang Xiuwu was ranked 7th. Fang Xiuling was only ranked 9th. Hence, the two of them wanted to teach this stubborn little brother a lesson. They did not expect Fang Xiuling to be evenly matched with the two of them. Big brother, second brother, are you dumbfounded? Let me tell you, if I didn't meet Sister Tsai in the first match of the top 10 of the Dragon and Phoenix leaderboard, I would be ranked 2nd now. Fang Xiuwu was stunned and immediately scolded. Third brother, don't brag. With your abilities, it'll be difficult for you to enter the top 5. Just now, big brother and second brother were afraid of hurting you, so they went easy on you. Although Fang Xiuwu said this, he was very clear in his heart. He did not know if big brother Fang Xiuwen went easy on him during the battle just now, but he did not hold back at all. He was only left with a few trump cards that could save his life. Fang Xiuwu was shocked, and so was Fang Xiuwen. He did not know if second brother Fang Xiuwu went easy on him during the battle just now, but he did not hold back at all. He was only left with a few trump cards. Fang Xiuling stared at the two of them. I don't know if they used their full strength during the battle just now. Anyway, I only used 70% of my strength. When the three of them were ready to fight again, Luo Tsai suddenly appeared at the side. The three of them immediately stopped when they saw Luo Tsai. Fang Xiuwen took out a folding fan out of nowhere and patted it. He said, "Junior Sister Tsai, have you thought it through? If you haven't, why don't you marry me?" Luo Tsai thought to herself that she should not have looked for these three idiots after hearing what Fang Xiuwen said. Big brother, don't you know how to be more modest? If Junior Tsai wants to marry, it should be me, Fang Xiuwu, who was at the side, hurriedly said. At this time, Fang Xiuling's figure floated in front of Luo Tsai. Sister Kai, don't worry. With me here, these two beasts will definitely not be able to hurt you. Luo Tsai was tickled by Fang Xiuling's words. This Fang Xiuling was truly a person who constantly spoke with thunder. Third brother, how can you talk to big brother and second brother like that? As long as you don't have any ideas about big sister Tsai, you will still be my big brother and second brother. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite, Fang Xiuling said seriously. My temper won't be able to deal with you, Fang Xiuwu said as he summoned 18 weapon-type life souls of different shapes. Fang Xiuling wasn't weak either. A stream of strange-looking water instantly appeared behind him. This is... Luo Tsai pursed her lips and looked at Fang Xiuling in disbelief. Second brother, this is a spirit light thousand-leaf willow of the 21st heaven. You dare to fight me with that pile of scrap metal? Looking at the 18 weapon-like life souls behind Fang Xiuwu, Fang Xiuling was certain that he would win. Impossible. How can you enter the 21st heaven with your strength? Fang Xiuling was secretly delighted when he saw the surprised expressions of his brothers. He had been bullied by these two bastards since he was young. He didn't expect his luck to take a turn for the better. Not long ago, when his soul roamed the major thousand world in search of a life soul, he found the spirit light thousand-leaf willow that should have appeared in the 21st heaven in the 18th heaven. Upon seeing the spirit light thousand-leaf willow from the 21st heaven, Fang Xiuwu felt a little apprehensive. His strongest life soul was the celestial cicada space staff life soul that came from the 19th heaven. Although the celestial cicada space staff life soul wasn't bad, it definitely couldn't allow him to fight an enemy 2 heavens above him. Furthermore, he was facing the best of the 21st heaven life souls, the spirit light thousand-leaf willow. Knowing that he wasn't Fang Xiuling's match, Fang Xiuwu hurriedly said, "Third brother, we're all brothers. Why don't you put away your life souls first?" "All right. I don't want to hurt our relationship in front of Sister Tsai," Fang Xiuling said as he put the spirit light thousand-leaf willow back into his body. The instant Fang Xiuling put the spirit light thousand-leaf willow back into his body, the eldest brother, Fang Xiuwen, quickly locked Fang Xiuling up with a chain that flashed with lightning. "Ha ha ha! You brat, how dare you mess with Big Brother and Second Brother? This is Big Brother's spirit-suppressing law. Watch how I'll deal with you, Fang Xiuwu said to Luo Tsai. Junior sister Tsai, the Dragon and Phoenix rankings battle is imminent. Prepare well. Big Brother and I will take this brat for compulsory education. As Fang Xiuling screamed and Fang Xiuwu laughed maniacally, the three Fang brothers left. You spend every day with these three clowns? Tang Ao said to Luo Tsai with a smile on a branch diagonally behind her. Spiritual power flashed under Luo Tsai's body, and a gentle wave of spiritual power brought Luo Tsai to Tang Ao's side. The top 10 experts on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings should be participating in tomorrow's competition. Aren't you going to prepare? Tang Ao stretched. I've prepared everything. I'm just waiting to get first place on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings or something. Luo Tsai rolled her eyes at Tang Ao's words. In her opinion, although Tang Ao had some strength, he was at most at the level of the top 10 or the top 20 on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings. A year had passed since the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, and she was not sure how much the others had grown. However, based on the strength that Tang Ao had displayed, Tang Ao was definitely not her match. She was only fourth on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings. Just as everyone said, the top 3 on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings were indeed not on the same level as the other experts on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings. As Luo Tsai's imagination ran wild, she found that Tang Ao was looking at her with an evil smile. Luo Tsai was shocked and hurriedly crossed her arms in front of her chest. However, after Tang Ao smiled slightly, he did not do anything that would make Luo Tsai afraid. You said you would protect me. Not only did you not protect me, but you also started to bully me. Luo Tsai pouted and did not look at Tang Ao. Tang Ao also looked at the sky in the distance and said nothing. No one knew what he was thinking. While Tang Ao was chatting with Luo Tsai in the Seven Kills sect, an angry roar came from the Xiahou family, which was thousands of miles away. Trash! Looking at the information recorded on the jade slip on the jade table, Xiahou Linyuan flew into a rage and smashed the jade table with a thunderous palm. Trash, trash, Xiao Gudao is trash. The dignified second young master of the Xiao family was defeated by a trash who cannot cultivate. Seeing that Xiahou Linyuan was extremely angry, a middle-aged man with a mustache said, "Young master, please calm down. It is said that Xiao Gudao is already at the 5th level of the origin martial realm, but Tang Ao could defeat him. It seems that young madam is not telling the truth." Chapter 177. Looking at Xiahou Linyuan's hand that was like an iron clamp on his throat, Zhao Gu sinisterly laughed. Young madam said that Tang Ao is a piece of trash that can't cultivate. He only started cultivating when he was 17. That's why I asked young master to order Xiao Gudao to deal with him. As Zhao Gu spoke, Xiahou Linyuan had already lifted him up with one hand. Zhao Gu was suspended in the air and his voice didn't change at all. Xiao Gudao is the second young master of the Xiao clan. Rumor has it that he is at the 5th level of the origin martial realm. However, the intelligence also said that he is at the 6th level of the origin martial realm. Tang Ao hasn't even been in the Seven Kills sect for a year yet, he already has the strength to defeat a 6th level of the origin martial realm. I'm afraid he isn't some piece of trash that can't cultivate. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that he is a 1 in 10,000 genius with the hidden jade body in stone. Hearing this, Xiahou Linyuan put Zhao Gu down. Qin Yueshuang's expression was a bit ugly. So what if it's like this? This Tang Ao dares to humiliate Yueshuang. I will skin him alive to vent my hatred for my beloved wife. Xiahou Linyuan said, and pulled Qin Yueshuang into his embrace. Qin Yueshuang heard Xiahou Linyuan's heartwarming words and didn't refuse. She and Xiahou Linyuan were not married yet. She didn't want to have any intimate actions with Xiahou Linyuan. At the same time, Qin Yueshuang was secretly glad that she didn't marry Tang Ao. Compared to the heir of the clan of the ancients, Xiahou Linyuan, Tang Ao was nothing. Seeing that Qin Yueshuang didn't resist, Zhao Gu tactfully left. However, Xiahou Linyuan stopped him. "Mr. Zhao, please wait." After that, Xiahou Linyuan let go of Qin Yueshuang and said to Qin Yueshuang softly, "Yueshuang, I will help you get rid of this hateful Tang Ao, and then we will get married. It's late, you should go and rest first." Although Qin Yueshuang knew that she and Xiahou Linyuan were just using each other, seeing how much Xiahou Linyuan cared about her, Qin Yueshuang was very happy. After hesitating for a moment, Qin Yueshuang took the initiative to hug Xiahou Linyuan. "Brother Xiahou, rest early too." Then, Qin Yueshuang walked out of the room. After Qin Yueshuang went out, Xiahou Linyuan made a hand seal, and the magnificent room was immediately sealed. Then, Xiahou Linyuan bowed to the middle-aged man in front of him and said, "Mr. Zhao, I have wronged you just now." Zhao Gu didn't think much of it. He recalled the scene of Qin Yueshuang hugging Xiahou Linyuan gratefully. "I am ashamed. In terms of dealing with women, young master is indeed much better than me. Although Qin Yueshuang was engaged to Tang Ao, she is still a virgin. Although her destiny purple myrtle is only an 8th heaven life soul, her destiny purple myrtle Dao physique is very beneficial to me. After dual cultivation with her, it is very likely that my star Dao constitution will completely awaken. However, her temperament is not complete, so it is difficult for her destiny Ziwei Dao constitution to be fully effective. So, Mr. Zhao, I have wronged you. It's all right. As long as young master's star Dao constitution is complete, I will naturally benefit greatly." Zhao Gu was only a middle-aged man, but he called himself old. However, Xiahou Linyuan felt that the way he addressed him was very appropriate. Others might not know Zhao Gu's background, but Xiahou Linyuan was very clear about it. "There is one more thing I need Mr. Zhao to help me with. Now that Xiao Gudao has been defeated by Tang Ao, who should I send to kill Tang Ao to mend the scar in Qin Yueshuang's heart?" Xiahou Linyuan asked. After thinking for a moment, Zhao Gu asked, "Does young master have a suitable candidate in mind?" Xiahou Linyuan didn't even think before saying, "There are 2 suitable candidates. One is me, and the other is Mr. Zhao." Zhao Gu laughed after hearing this. "Now that the patriarch is not in the clan of the ancients, and young master is at home dealing with the clan's affairs, of course you can't go." After hearing this, Xiahou Linyuan handed Zhao Gu a cup of wine. "In that case, I can only trouble Mr. Zhao to go." Zhao Gu shook his head. "If it's somewhere else, I won't refuse. However, I absolutely cannot go to the 7 Kills sect." After saying that, Zhao Gu couldn't help but think of the terrifying existence of the 7 Kills sect. When he thought of the battle between the two of them, his heart couldn't help but tremble. Hearing that Zhao Gu didn't want to go, Xiahou Linyuan frowned. "Why can't Mr. Zhao go to the 7 Kills sect? I won't hide it from young master. The 7 Kills sect's patriarch is my mortal enemy. I'm afraid there's not much hope for me to kill him in his territory." Zhao Gu bitterly said. Actually, saying that Zhao Gu didn't have much hope was already putting gold on his face. If he was discovered by the 7 Kills sect's patriarch, he wouldn't be able to return. "I didn't think that Mr. Zhao would have such a grudge against the 7 Kills sect. What should we do?" "That Tang Ao is only at the 5th level of the origin martial realm. As long as we find a cultivator at the 9th level of the origin martial realm from the 7 Kills sect's dragon and phoenix rankings, we should be able to kill him." Hearing that, Xiahou Linyuan yelled behind him, "Give me the scroll of the 7 Kills sect's dragon and phoenix rankings." Soon after, a black figure walked out from the shadow of the wall behind Xiahou Linyuan. The black figure held a scroll and slowly walked towards Xiahou Linyuan. Looking at the beautiful figure, the black figure seemed to be a woman whose face couldn't be seen clearly. Seeing that, Zhao Gu didn't find it strange anymore. The clan of the ancients was indeed a clan that had existed for 10,000 years. After joining the clan of the ancients, he had seen many rare methods that he had never seen before. Xiahou Linyuan took the scroll and looked at it for a while, then threw it to Zhao Gu. "Mr. Zhao, who do you think is suitable?" Zhao Gu frowned and thought for a while, then said, "For this to work, it has to be the third son of the Ouyang clan, Ouyang Duan. Ouyang Duan is ranked second on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings of the 7 Kills sect. His strength is more than enough to kill Tang Ao. He can also avoid unnecessary trouble. He is the best choice. But I don't have any relationship with Ouyang Duan. How can I ask him?" "That's a lot easier. Ouyang Duan is greedy and lustful. It won't be hard to ask him to help. Even so, he is still the third son of the Ouyang clan. I think he doesn't care about normal wealth and women." Hearing Xiahou Linyuan say that, Zhao Gu smiled sinisterly. "I won't say much about the wealth. With the clan of the ancients' savings, any 1 or 2 of them would be enough to move Ouyang Duan. As for women, I think Qin Yueshuang is not bad." "Mr. Zhao, you seem to be going a bit too far." After Zhao Gu finished speaking, the temperature in the room dropped by a few degrees. Young master only wants her to be a virgin and absorb the purple myrtle heavens mandate energy from her body. Once her purple myrtle heavens mandate energy is extracted, her martial talent will be crippled and she will lose all her cultivation. Why is young master still keeping it? Mr. Zhao's cultivation technique is vicious. Compared to his cultivation technique, his thoughts are even worse. Xiahou Linyuan didn't agree, but he didn't reject it either. This could be considered as a tacit agreement. Chapter 178. The Dragon and Phoenix lists were the symbol of the most outstanding disciples in the 7 Kills sect. All disciples who were on the Dragon and Phoenix lists, no matter cultivation, methods, martial skills, life spirit, or spirit treasure, were 1 in 100 or even 1 in 1,000. Although they were all inner court disciples, the cultivation resources of the inner court disciples on the Dragon and Phoenix lists were 3, 5, or even 10 times that of other inner court disciples. There was definitely a great connection between the cultivation resources a person possessed and their strength. The more cultivation resources one had, the greater the possibility of one's strength increasing. One could even see the cultivation resources one possessed as a type of one's own strength. Also, after being on the Dragon and Phoenix lists, not only would the allocated cultivation resources increase, there would also be more opportunities to increase one's cultivation. The higher the ranking on the Dragon and Phoenix lists, the more attention they would receive from the sect's elders and even the sect head. One had to know that the elders in the sect had cultivated for countless years and gone through countless life and death battles to have today's achievements. Their cultivation and battle experience was definitely a huge fortune. And Tang Ao's goal in entering the Dragon and Phoenix lists was much simpler. He was the reincarnation of a demon lord. His cultivation and battle experience was many streets ahead of those elders. The reason he participated in the Dragon and Phoenix lists this time was because he heard from the 5th elder that the top 5 of the Dragon and Phoenix lists would represent the 7 Kills sect to participate in a secret realm trial. It was said that it was a secret realm that had been sealed for several tens of thousands of years and was discovered by various sects not long ago. That secret realm formed a world of its own, but that secret realm was a bit special. At most, it could only allow Origin Realm martial artists to enter. Martial artists that surpassed the Origin Realm would be blocked by the outermost formation of the Secret Realm. When the Secret Realm was discovered, there was once a peak Spirit Ocean Realm martial artist who forcefully charged into the Secret Realm. In the end, he was blasted into pieces by the outermost formation of the Secret Realm. Today was the 6th day of the Dragon and Phoenix lists arena competition, as well as the second last day of the Dragon and Phoenix lists arena competition. Every year, the 7 Kills Sex Dragon and Phoenix Lists arena competition would continue for 7 consecutive days, allowing the strength of the many inner court disciples to be fully displayed. The elders also had to observe fully to see which disciples had great potential and were worthy of the sect's great nurturing. After these few days of competition, Tang Ao, the public enemy of the inner sect, could be considered a little famous. Over the past few days, including Mal Yangchen and Xiao Gudao, Xiao Chun had fought almost all the martial artists ranked below the 20th place on the Dragon and Phoenix roll. Currently, Tang Ao was ranked 20th on the Dragon and Phoenix roll. Therefore, many disciples who hated this public enemy of the inner sect would not randomly find trouble with Tang Ao. However, there would always be people who were ignorant. Not far away, there were 6 figures looking at Tang Ao in the arena. The leader was a youth with a sinister look in his eyes. He was dressed in a crimson robe and was extremely eye-catching in the crowd. But because he spent most of his time outside the sect, he rarely appeared in the inner sect. Therefore, although most of the inner court disciples could feel his powerful aura, they couldn't recognize who he was. However, the few people in the top 10 of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings definitely recognized him, because this person was the current number 2 on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, Ouyang Duan. "Third young master, are you going to attack him directly?" "I don't think so. He's just a trash ranked 20th on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings. There's no need for third young master to make a move. I'll go over now and beat him half to death." "Ai, have you forgotten? Third young master wants him to die completely, not half to death." Ouyang Duan coldly laughed. "I just returned to the sect this morning. Did anything happen while I was away?" Ouyang Duan had never been a reckless person. Therefore, he relied on his identity as the third young master of the Ouyang aristocrat clan to achieve what he had today. He was different from Xiao Gudao, who was the eldest son of the Xiao clan. As long as Ouyang Duan was willing, he had the ability to return to the Ouyang aristocrat clan and inherit the position of clan leader. However, Ouyang Duan was waiting. He was waiting for the 2 idiots in the clan to fight until both of them were injured. Only then would he return. Hearing Ouyang Duan's question, the few people behind him immediately became interested. The most important thing is that the elusive Jing Wushang appeared in the arena the day before yesterday. Jing Wushang was only defeated by third young master. I think the first matter should be Fang Xiuling, one of the 3 brothers of the Fang clan. The spirit light 1,000-leaf willow that has awakened the 21st sky. Hearing this, the rest of the people, including Ouyang Duan, instantly looked at this person. Because the news from his mouth was really too shocking. Normally, when a warrior was below the spiritual ocean realm, the life spirit of the 20th sky was already the limit of a warrior. Among all the known methods, there was no way for a warrior to awaken a life spirit above the 20th sky when they were below the spiritual ocean realm. Is this true? How did you know this news? Ouyang Duan's dangerous eyes stared at this person as he asked. In the top 10 of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, although he was ranked 2nd, there were still 3 people who were his greatest enemies. There was naturally no need to talk about Dong Xinyi, who was ranked 1st. The other 2 were Fang Xiuling, who was ranked 9th, and Jiang Zhulu, who was ranked 10th. If these 2 hadn't met him and Dong Xinyi in the first battle of the top 10 of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings and been eliminated in advance, with the methods of these 2, they definitely had the ability to make it to the top 3. And now, Fang Xiuling had actually awakened a spirit light 1,000-leaf willow of the 21st sky. This was a very big threat to him. This time, he had gone out to train because he wanted to find a way to defeat Dong Xinyi. He had experienced many life and death battles, explored many secret realms, and killed many people who should and should not be killed. He had only just awakened a life spirit of the 20th sky. He didn't think that this Fang Xiuling, who had never shown himself, had actually used some unknown method to awaken a life spirit of the 21st sky. Third young master, this matter is absolutely true. For some reason, the three brothers of the Fong family started fighting in an empty space in the inner sanctum. I saw it clearly from the side. During the fight, Fong Xiuling summoned his spirit light thousand-leaf willow. Also, Fong Xiuwu, who is ranked 7th on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, also went from having 13 life spirits to 18. There's no need to talk about Fong Xiuwu. He was trash who couldn't even last 10 moves against the third young master. What? It's like you can last 10 moves against the third young master. I don't think you can even last 1 move against the third young master. Hehe, you're right. It's my honor to be defeated by the third young master in 1 move. The third young master wouldn't be willing to fight with someone like you. As the people behind him were making a ruckus, Ouyang Duan was thinking about what that person had just said. A year had passed. He didn't know how much Dong Xianyi had grown, but he was definitely an enemy. Fong Xiuling had awakened a spirit light thousand-leaf willow of the 21st sky, so he was an existence that couldn't be ignored. As for Jiang Zhulu, who had fought him to a draw. Chapter 179. In the first arena of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings competition, Tang Ao was panting as he looked at the pale young man opposite him. Even Tang Ao had to admit that his opponent was not only powerful, but he was also very handsome. This person could be considered the most handsome person Tang Ao had seen since he entered the 7 Kills sect. This person was clearly a man, but he had a handsome face, creamy skin, red lips, and white teeth. He looked gentle, beautiful, and worried. In the past, almost all the spectators of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings competition were male disciples. Even if there were female disciples, there were only a few. But for this battle, the female disciples who came to watch surrounded the arena in 3 layers. Even the trees around the arena were filled with female disciples. Senior Brother Hua Zipping, we love you. Senior Brother Hua Zipping, we support you. Senior Brother Hua Zipping, defeat him in 1 move. Just as Tang Ao was about to make a move, he was startled by the sudden shouts. These female disciples, who usually didn't show their teeth when they smiled and didn't show their shoes when they walked, were now cheering for the person in front of them. However, what Tang Ao did not expect was yet to come. After these female disciples finished cheering, a series of shouts came from behind them. Junior Brother Tang Ao, beat him up for me. Public enemy of the inner sect. This battle concerns your reputation as the public enemy of the inner sect. You cannot lose. Tang Ao felt a headache when he heard this. How did this become a battle that concerned his reputation as the public enemy of the inner sect? It seemed that being the public enemy of the inner sect was a rare honor to them. However, Tang Ao thought about it and felt that it made sense. A few days ago, he had hugged Luo Tsai in front of everyone. He had offended all the male disciples of the inner sect. If he were to beat up this pretty boy today, he would offend all the female disciples as well. At that time, he would be the public enemy of the inner sect in name only, and he would not bring shame to his reputation as the public enemy of the inner sect. However, Hua Zipping was not easy to deal with. Just now, Hua Zipping had tested the waters with his opponent for 49 rounds. Although he did not use his full strength, the other party still looked calm and composed. Junior Brother Tang Ao, when you win, use your famous technique. That's right, boss. Treat him like how you treated me. Let him know what cruelty is. One of the last 2 sentences was shouted by Lu Yi and the other was naturally shouted by Wang Lin. Hearing everyone's shouts, Hua Zipping smiled softly. Little Brother Tang Ao, I didn't expect you to have so many supporters. Ever since I entered the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, you're the first person to be on par with me in terms of popularity. It would have been better if Hua Zipping didn't speak, but once he did, Tang Ao almost vomited. If that voice came from the mouth of a woman, it would naturally be extremely comfortable, but this voice came from the mouth of a man. It was a bit disgusting. When Hua Zipping's fangirls heard Hua Zipping say that Tang Ao was the first opponent to be on par with him in terms of popularity, they immediately shouted even louder. "Senior brother Hua Zipping, you can do it! Beat him in the next 10 rounds. Nonsense! How could our Hua Hua use 10 rounds to deal with this kind of trash? At most, he will only need 3 moves to beat the crap out of him." When a girl heard the girl next to her say this, she let out a cry. "Hua Hua, you can do it! Train hard for 48 hours every day and finish him in 1 move." After hearing the girl's words, Tang Ao was shocked. There were only 24 hours in a day, but this effeminate gigolo in front of him could actually cultivate for 48 hours a day. After pondering for a bit, Tang Ao realized that this person's physique was special. 1 day of cultivation was equivalent to 4 days of cultivation for others. Thinking about this, Tang Ao became serious. Seeing Tang Ao's serious expression, Hua Zipping said, "Little brother Tang Ao, the arena has been going on for so long. Why haven't you attacked yet? Do you want him to attack first?" Hearing Hua Zipping's words, Tang Ao felt nauseous and almost vomited. Why hasn't junior brother Tang Ao made a move? You don't know this, right? The inner disciple's public enemy is preparing for his ultimate move. Ultimate skill? What ultimate move? Although he had achieved great achievements at a young age, he had become the public enemy of the inner sect in one fell swoop. But he hadn't even been in the inner sect for half a year, right? What kind of unique skills could it have? Who told you that it's impossible to learn unique skills if you've only entered the inner sect for a short period of time? Don't you remember that senior brother Dong Xuanya beat up senior brother Hua Ziffen, who was ranked 2nd on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, on the first day he entered the inner court? How can they be mentioned in the same breath? Senior brother Dong Xuanya has the profound cold Dao physique, which is rarely seen in 10,000 years. He's only comparable to the legendary Hidden Jade physique. It's only normal for senior brother Dong Xuanya to have such ability. While the audience was debating, Hua Zipping also spoke up. "Little brother Tang Ao, just admit defeat. Although I'm very gentle, I won't be gentle later." As soon as Hua Zipping finished speaking, a deafening cheer erupted from below the stage. "Hua Hua is the most handsome. Senior brother Hua Zipping, hurry up and defeat him. Senior brother Hua Zipping, I want to bear your children. Hua Hua, I want to bear your children too. Senior brother Hua Zipping, we will always support you. Hua Zipping, what kind of trash is this?" Scram. This sentence was spoken by a male disciple. However, before he could finish speaking, he was beaten up by a group of frenzied female disciples. Although the public enemy of the inner sect has some tricks up his sleeve, this battle is still a little uncertain. That's right. Although I hate Hua Zipping, he is still an expert ranked 11th on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings. Moreover, Tang Ao is only ranked 20th on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings. Now you know how powerful our Hua Hua is. Senior brother Hua Zipping will definitely beat him up so badly that he won't even have the chance to admit defeat. Hearing the chaotic cheers below the stage, Tang Ao felt very vexed. Martial artists sparred with each other to verify their martial Dao. It could be said to be a very meaningful and sacred matter. In such a sparring session, the sweat and effort you put into your daily cultivation would be displayed vividly and vividly. While Tang Ao felt vexed, Hua Zipping felt extremely comfortable. It was so comfortable that it reached the bottom of his heart and bones. He liked to see these people go crazy for him and cheer for him. He liked to see the male disciples below the stage looking at him with envy, jealousy, and helplessness. He really enjoyed all of this. Hence, he didn't make a move because he wanted to enjoy it a little longer. From the start, he didn't care about the Tang Ao in front of him. From Tang Ao's point of view, he had been testing the waters with his attacks. In fact, only Hua Zipping knew that it was just a beautiful performance. Chapter 180. Tang Ao, are you really not willing to admit defeat? Hua Zipping looked at Tang Ao elegantly as a cruel look flashed across his eyes. Just as Tang Ao was feeling nauseous, he heard Hua Zipping suddenly say such a thing. Tang Ao looked at Hua Zipping with a strange expression. Is this kid really that confident? I only used 30% of my strength, and you flew into the sky. As Tang Ao was thinking about the exchange just now, Hua Zipping was also thinking to himself, I only used 70% of my strength in the exchange just now. In a moment, I will erupt with 100% of my strength and let this kid know what despair is. Perhaps he doesn't know when despair will come. If I use my full strength, this kid probably won't live. On an ancient tree next to Tang Ao's arena, Luo Tsai and the Fong family's 3 brothers sat on a thick branch and watched the fight between Tang Ao and Hua Zipping. Fong Shua laughed out loud. This battle is really interesting. 2 fellows who deserve a beating are fighting on the same stage. Good, very good. Brother, who do you think is stronger? Fong Shuling asked with some interest, unlike Fong Shiwu, who was gloating. Fong Shuan thought for a moment and said, these 2 are about the same. Fong Shuling's thoughts were always very different from ordinary people's. After Fong Shuan finished speaking, he asked again, who is 250G and who is 250G? Sigh, although it's quite annoying to see Hua Zipping, I have to admit that this kid has some skills. That brat named Tang Ao might have to stay in the arena forever. Fong Shiwu sighed as he looked at the purple Chinese rose life soul floating behind Hua Zipping. A year ago, Hua Zipping was his opponent in the top 20 of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings. Therefore, he naturally knew that the purple Chinese rose floating behind Hua Zipping was constantly releasing pollen that was hard to detect. This pollen would be absorbed into a warrior's body when they absorbed the heaven and earth spiritual power. Once the pollen accumulated in the body to a certain extent, Hua Zipping could make the person's body explode instantly, turning them into a pile of rotten meat. Therefore, if one met Hua Zipping in the battle, they had to use all means to end the battle quickly. Otherwise, they would have to admit defeat. Otherwise, he would not be far from death. In the battles of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings, disciples were not allowed to take the initiative to kill their opponent. However, some unexpected situations would occur every single time. Therefore, there would always be people who would pay a heavy price in the Dragon and Phoenix rankings every year. At this time, Tang Ao and Hua Zipping had been in a stalemate for a long time on the stage. It was likely that Tang Ao's body would soon explode from the accumulated pollen. Even if Tang Ao admitted defeat now, Hua Zipping would detonate the pollen in his body the moment he admitted defeat, which would still cause irreparable damage to him. Seeing Fong Shiwu shake his head and sigh, Luo Tsai was a little anxious. Senior brother Fong Shiwen, you've fought with Hua Zipping before. How confident are Tang Ao in defeating him? Fong Shiwu smiled bitterly. Did Tang Ao have the confidence to defeat Hua Zipping? If Tang Ao could survive, it would be good enough. However, Fong Shiwu did not say this out loud. Instead, he told the 3 of them about Hua Zipping's methods. Luo Tsai's eyes turned cold. In that case, Tang Ao will definitely die? As she spoke, Luo Tsai wanted to stop this battle. According to Fong Shiwu's words just now, Tang Ao was already in an extremely disadvantageous situation. After a while, his life would be in danger. Luo Tsai had just moved when Fong Shuling hurriedly stopped her. Sister Tsai, don't be anxious. If Hua Zipping really wants to detonate the purple carrot rose's pollen later, I will use the Spirit Light Thousand Leaves Willow to suppress him. Yes, Junior Sister Tsai. According to the rules of the Dragon and Phoenix Rankings Arena, once both parties enter the arena, other people are not allowed to interfere with the battle using any means. Otherwise, they will be punished according to the 7 kills sex heavy crimes. In a while, third brother should be careful when he makes his move. Just try your best to save Tang Ao at the end. do not interfere with the outcome of the battle. After Fang Xiuwen finished speaking, Luo Tsai wanted to go down again, but Fang Xiuling stopped her again. Sister Tsai, don't worry. I will definitely use the Spirit Light Thousand Leaves Willow to suppress the purple carrot rose's pollen in time. On the other side of Arena Number 1, Ouyang Duan and Ouyang Qilian stood side by side. Looking at Hua Zipping and Tang Ao on the arena, Ouyang Qilian almost sneered. Third brother, looks like I don't have to make a move. That Tang Ao is dead for sure. Ouyang Qilian looked at the purple carrot rose behind Hua Zipping, which was emitting an evil purple light continuously, and said with a complicated expression. Why is that so? Ouyang Duan was too strong back then, and there were not many people who fought with him. Moreover, he had never fought with Hua Zipping before, so he did not really understand Hua Zipping's technique. Third brother, you might not know this, but currently, there are only 2 people who fought with Hua Zipping on the Dragon and Phoenix rankings and escaped unscathed. Ouyang Duan's face was full of disdain. Is that so? This Hua Zipping's techniques are so powerful? Ouyang Qilian was also quite helpless towards Ouyang Duan. This third brother of his was extremely powerful and scheming. His only flaw was that he was too conceited. Experts more or less had some flaws, but conceit was an extremely fatal flaw for experts. In the previous Dragon and Phoenix rankings, only Fang Xiuwu, who was ranked 7th, was able to escape unscathed. Didn't you say that there were 2 people just now? Ouyang Duan asked doubtfully. After that, Ouyang Duan recalled something. That's right, you've also fought with Hua Zipping, and you're standing here unscathed. I believe that the other person who escaped unscathed must be you? Ouyang Qilian's cold expression gradually turned cold. If the other person was me, I wouldn't have left my left arm on the arena. Oh? Then who was the other person who escaped unscathed? In the previous Dragon and Phoenix rankings, Ouyang Duan had left the sect after being defeated by Dong Xianyi. Hence, he was completely unaware of what had happened after that. As for why Ouyang Qilian did not have a left arm, he only found out today. But as for what the reason was, he did not ask too much. He understood this younger brother of his very well. If he did not want to tell you something, no matter how much you asked, he would not tell you. If he wanted to tell you something, no matter how much you did not want to know, you had to listen. Even if you did not want to listen, he had a way to make you listen properly. At this moment, Ouyang Duan, who was very disdainful towards Hua Zipping, had already regained his spirit. He could not wait for Ouyang Qilian to quickly tell him about the other person who had escaped unscathed from Hua Zipping's hands. Although Ouyang Duan understood that he had found Ouyang Qilian's weakness, he was still very interested in this matter. The other person who escaped unscathed was Dong Xianyi. What? Hearing the name Dong Xianyi, Ouyang Duan was shocked. From Ouyang Duan's perspective, the only person in the Dragon and Phoenix rankings who was worthy of being Dong Xianyi's opponent was himself. He did not expect that Dong Xianyi had actually fought with Hua Zipping. What happened after that? What was the result? No matter how strong Hua Zipping was, he was naturally not Dong Xianyi's opponent. After all, even Hua Zipping's big brother, Hua Ziffen, was defeated by Dong Xianyi. Chapter 181. Brother Duan, can you recognize the fate soul behind Hua Zipping? Ouyang Qilian asked fearfully as he looked at the purple rose floating behind Hua Zipping. A year ago, he had met Hua Zipping in the finals of the Dragon and Phoenix leaderboard. If he had not decisively sacrificed his left arm, the grass on his grave would have been a meter tall. If I'm not wrong, that should be the purple rose fate soul of the 16th heaven. He looked at the purple rose behind Hua Zipping and the strange pollen that was constantly spewing out from the stamen. Ouyang Duan determined that this was the purple rose fate soul known as the rarest fate soul of the 16th heaven. To Ouyang Duan, a fate soul of the 16th heaven was not rare. This was because he had 3 fate souls of the 16th heaven himself. Furthermore, they were mostly in use. The fate soul he used most often came from the 21st heaven. This fate soul was rather special. He had used many unspeakable methods to obtain it. Therefore, when he found out that Fang Xiuling also had a fate soul from the 21st heaven, Ouyang Duan was more surprised than anyone else. After all, he had used the soul offering array as a foundation and sacrificed 36 of his own clan members to temporarily increase his soul power. Only then did he barely reach the 20th heaven. Furthermore, after reaching the 21st heaven, he had no choice but to grab a fate soul at random. Brother Tangao, do you have any last words? In the first arena, a cruel look flashed across Hua Ziping's eyes. At this moment, the purple rose fate soul's pollen had covered the entire first arena. If he wanted to, he could take Tangao's life at any time. Wow! Hua is so handsome. Hua's purple rose fate soul is ready. It's hard for him not to lose now. Hua, stop talking nonsense with him. Defeat him in one move. As Hua Ziping's diehard fans, it could be said that these female disciples understood Hua Ziping's methods the best in the entire inner sect of the 7 Kills sect. Therefore, when they saw the sparkling light purple pollen covering the entire stage, they knew that Hua Ziping had already won. In the previous Dragon and Phoenix leaderboard, Hua Ziping fought a total of 10 battles. Only 3 people walked out of the arena alive. The rest of them remained in the arena forever. During the competition, Hua Ziping had given them countless chances to surrender. However, these 7 people had insisted on seeking their own deaths, so they deserved to die. At least that was what the female disciples thought. Although the male disciples were jealous and envious of Hua Ziping, they did not know much about Hua Ziping's methods. Senior Brother Lin, what is that purple thing on the stage? I haven't seen it either, but the spiritual power fluctuations on it are very weak. It shouldn't be a powerful technique. Something's not right. Did Senior Brother Zhao see anything? Did you notice that the purple pollen is mixed with the spiritual energy of the world? Mixing with the spiritual energy of heaven and earth? In other words, this disciple didn't continue speaking, for a terrible thought had occurred to him. The spiritual power between heaven and earth could be absorbed and refined by martial artists, but the pollen that Hua Ziping's purple rose life spirit spewed out could mix with spiritual power. In other words, as long as a martial artist absorbed the surrounding spiritual power during a battle, they would absorb the pollen into their body. And if this pollen was poisonous, it could be used to poison an opposing martial artist to death. Thinking of this, all the inner disciples looked at a white-clothed, pale-faced youth. Senior Brother Lu, is this pollen poisonous? Lu Shuifeng flicked out a silver needle. It flew around the edge of the arena before returning to Lu Shuifeng's hand. Lu Shuifeng shook his head. Junior Brother Hua Ziping's pollen is not poisonous. At least, the pollen that covered the arena is not poisonous. Looking at the pollen on the silver needle, Lu Shuifeng felt very strange. Born in a medical family, Lu Shuifeng could naturally tell that the pollen on the silver needle was real pollen. However, this pollen wasn't from a Chinese rose, but from a spirit plant called southern star grass. Lu Shuifeng was surprised. According to the Lu family's medical records, southern star grass should have been extinct 1,000 years ago. Even in the Lu family's storage, there was only a broken specimen. But at this moment, the arena was filled with southern star grass pollen. With this pollen, who knew how many more southern star grass could be cultivated? In the arena, Tang Ao felt uncomfortable listening to Hua Ziping's words. Ever since the arena was covered in this strange purple pollen, Hua Ziping seemed to have him in his grasp and kept provoking him. Although he didn't know what Hua Ziping was doing, his 7-kill slaughter art was already at its peak. After cultivating for so long, Tang Ao realized that the 7-kill slaughter art was incomplete. Based on his experience as a demon from his previous life, he could already confirm that there was a problem with the 7-kill slaughter art. Although there was a problem, Tang Ao was certain that the 7-kill slaughter art was a powerful technique. In his previous life, he had fought countless life and death battles with various experts. He had some understanding of all kinds of strange life souls. Although the violet rose life soul was known as the rarest life soul in the 16th firmament, Tang Ao had seen it more than once in his previous life. In fact, Tang Ao had killed more than one warrior with the violet rose life soul. At this moment, there was a faint flame burning in Tang Ao's meridians. Once Hua Zipping's pollen entered Tang Ao's meridians, it would instantly be burned into nothingness by the layer of flames. Junior brother Tang Ao, I'll give you one last chance. It's not too late to admit defeat now. Although Hua Zipping said that, he had no intention of letting Tang Ao off. The moment Tang Ao admitted defeat, he would pretend that he couldn't suppress the life soul and, accidentally, kill Tang Ao. There were many people who had seen this move of his, but there were only a few who had personally experienced it and survived. To a warrior, the more mysterious their martial skill life soul was, the better it was for fewer people to know about it. Therefore, Hua Zipping had no intention of letting Tang Ao leave the arena alive. Others might not be able to see through Hua Zipping's plan, but Tang Ao was very clear about it. None of the people who had the violet rose life soul that he had fought with did not think the same way. But now they were all dead. In Hua Zipping's eyes, Tang Ao saw a bloodthirsty and cruel expression. Such a gaze was not something an ordinary person could have. A person with such a gaze must have had an astronomical amount of blood on his hands. When Tang Ao carefully sensed it, he discovered that each grain of pollen that covered the entire arena contained a trace of a remnant soul. Chapter 182. In the arena, looking at Tang Ao's resentful gaze, Hua Zipping was very satisfied. In his opinion, Tang Ao must have sensed the pollen in his body. Everyone who fought with him would have the same expression when they noticed that the pollen had accumulated in their bodies. Some cowards would even kneel down and beg for mercy. But now that the battle had developed to this point, he would definitely not allow his opponent to live. In Hua Zipping's understanding, this pollen could not be removed from the body at all. A year ago, Ouyang Qilian, who had fought with him, had suppressed all the spirit energy in his body to his left arm in order to survive. As a result, he had lost an arm to preserve his life. As for Fang Xiuwu, who was ranked 7th on the Dragon and Phoenix roll, he had severed the connection between him and the surrounding spirit energy the moment he had inhaled the pollen. He had relied on his remaining spirit energy to defeat himself, but there were very few perception-type warriors like Fang Xiuwu. Therefore, his purple radish moonlife soul rarely failed. As for Dong Xinyi, who was ranked 1st on the Dragon and Phoenix roll, he was too strong, terrifyingly strong. After both of them had gone on stage, he had been severely injured by Dong Xinyi in just a breath's time. He hadn't even summoned his life soul. After that battle, he understood why his elder brother had died at Dong Xinyi's hands. In Hua Zipping's opinion, the above 3 methods were the only known methods to deal with the purple moon life soul. At this point, Tang Ao could not use the second and third method. As for the first method, with Ouyang Qilian's lesson, Hua Zipping would not allow Tang Ao to use it. Die! Hua Zipping suddenly formed a hand seal, and a strange wave instantly swept through the entire arena. At the same time, the pollen floating in the arena also released a terrifying wave of energy. Luo Tsai looked at the spirit light 1,000 leaves willow tied to her body and almost fainted from anger. Fang Xiuling, didn't you say that you would definitely stop the purple moon life soul? Luo Tsai stared at Fang Xiuling with her beautiful eyes. Sister Tsai, I'm sorry. The spirit light thousand leaves willow has no suppressive effect. But I will kill Hua Zipping and avenge Tang Ao, Fang Xiuling said with a firm gaze. Fang Xiuwu clicked his tongue. I'm afraid we can only build a cenotaph for him after he inhaled so much pollen. On the other side of the arena, Ouyang Qilian could not help but tremble when he saw the blooming pollen. A year ago, if he had made even the slightest mistake, he would have been reduced to ashes. And now, it was too late for Tang Ao to use his previous method to save his life. What made everyone dumbfounded was that, after the terrifying wave of spiritual power completely disappeared, Tang Ao was still standing there with a smile. What's going on? Impossible, absolutely impossible. Ouyang Qilian's face was filled with disbelief. As expected of the enemy that Xiao Ho Linyuan had named to deal with. Interesting. Ouyang Duan looked at Tang Ao, who was still standing firm in the midst of Hua Zipping's strange pollen, and couldn't help but feel interested. On the branch, the three Fang brothers and Luo Tsai were also dumbfounded. Second brother, are you purposely exaggerating the power of this pollen to cover up your pathetic state back then? Back then, Hua Zipping had encountered Donxuani in the top 20 competition and was severely injured by Donxuani on the spot. Therefore, only Fang Xiuwu and Hua Zipping had fought. That can't be. With the accumulation of pollen to this extent, even Donxuani has no reason not to die, right? Even though the truth was right in front of him, Fang Xiuwu still had a look of disbelief. To Fang Xiuwu, who had personally experienced the power of the life-soul pollen of the purple radish rose flower, what was happening in front of him was too unbelievable. Hua's secret technique has failed. My heart aches for Hua. Even such a secret technique has failed. Tang Ao must have used some unorthodox method. Otherwise, how could Hua's secret technique not work? Damn it. Watch how I teach him a lesson in the next battle. Hearing this young girl's words, the group of young girls immediately looked at her. Senior sister Nyorong, we'll leave everything to you. All of our sisters who support Hua will support you too. Meanwhile, the group of male disciples was confused. To them, who did not understand Hua Zipping's secret technique, they had no idea what had just happened. Did something happen just now? Tang Ao and Hua Zipping don't seem to have made a move. Why do you care so much? Jeer first. Junior brother Tang Ao, teach him a good lesson. Hua Zipping, tui, trash. Boss, use your shoe to slap him. Slap him hard. Hearing the rising and falling waves below, Hua Zipping's expression gradually turned cold. Although I don't know what method you used, you've successfully angered me. The way you died just now was not only comfortable but also pleasing to the eye. Looks like you don't want to die comfortably. At this moment, the 7-kill art in Tang Ao's body could already be released, but Tang Ao was still slowly condensing it. This time, he was prepared to condense the 7-kill art to its limit before releasing it. That way, even if someone came to disturb him, this bastard in human form would have to repay the blood debt he had. Tang Ao die. Hua Zipping no longer cared about his image. He grabbed the purple rose life soul floating behind him and charged straight at Tang Ao. The purple radish rose, which was originally just a bud, gradually bloomed in Hua Zipping's hands. A terrifying fluctuation of spiritual power gradually spread out from the purple radish rose, and Tang Ao's eyes flashed. 7 slaughter art break for me. Accompanied by a momentum that could topple the mountains and overturn the seas, a palm that shook the heavens and the earth blasted out, colliding with the purple radish rose. Under the extreme circulation of the 7-kill slaughter art, the moon-purple vine flower's powerful spiritual energy fluctuations crumbled inch by inch and turned into countless fragments. At the same time, Tang Ao's palm also landed on Hua Zipping's body. 7 streams of light filled with a desolate killing intent instantly rushed into Hua Zipping's body, strangling him tens of thousands of times. except for the outer appearance of the skin. Everything in Hua Ziping's body turned into nothingness. When he was alive, he liked to explode pollen in his opponent's body to kill people. In the end, he also experienced this feeling. Only when he died did he understand that this way of dying was not comfortable, nor would it look good, because he could no longer see it. After Hua Ziping died, the purple pollen that covered the arena instantly disappeared, and in the depths of the eyes of the surrounding girls, a strange purple spot of light had also completely disappeared. Senior Sister Lin, why do I feel a little dizzy? Me too. I remember that I came to watch Senior Brother Hua Ziping's match, but I forgot why I came. Then let's go back. Junior Sister Zhao, my body is also a little uncomfortable. Let's go back. Yes, my head is also a little dizzy. Not long after, the group of female disciples left one after another, leaving the group of male disciples looking at each other beside the arena. Seeing that Tang Ao had actually killed Hua Ziping in the end, Fang Shuwu laughed loudly and said, "That's right. Sister Tsai's eyes are really good." This Tang Ao really did not disappoint Sister Tsai. That's right. Sister Tsai's eyes are really good. This Tang Ao really did not disappoint Sister Tsai. Fang Xiuling rarely agreed with Fang Shuwu's opinion. Then why haven't you put away the spirit light thousand-leaf willow that bound me? Luo Tsai said unhappily. Chapter 183. As soon as Fang Xiuling let go of Luo Tsai, he realized that the spirit light thousand leaves willow had actually tied up the three of them. Fang Xiuling was anxious. Big brother, why is my spirit light thousand leaves willow not listening to me? Fang Xiuling struggled but couldn't break free. Third brother, don't waste your energy. We were hit by Junior Sister Tsai's secret technique. The spirit light thousand leaves willow on our bodies is just an illusion, but we are trapped in the technique and can't break free. Then, Sister Tsai, quickly help me. You are my biological sister. Hearing Fang Xiuling's words, Fang Xiuwen and Fang Xiuwu were stunned at first, but then they felt that Fang Xiuling's words were very reasonable. Once Luo Tsai married one of them, she would really be Fang Xiuling's biological sister. Luo Tsai flicked Fang Xiuling's head angrily. You little bastard, you are not only evil but also so stupid. You deserve to be hung here. At this time tomorrow, the secret technique will be undone. The three of you should properly build up your brotherhood. After speaking, Luo Tsai flew far away and ignored the three of them. Actually, the secret technique would be undone in 2 hours. The reason why she said it would be undone tomorrow was to scare the three of them. However, not long after Luo Tsai left, Fang Xiuling patted the willow that was tied up on his body and stood up under the shocked gazes of Fang Xiuwen and Fang Xiuwu. Third brother, you weren't hit by Junior Sister Tsai's secret technique? Fang Xiuwu asked in disbelief. Of course. Do you think I don't know Sister Tsai's temper? I have been guarding against her for a long time. Fang Xiuwu nodded. Third brother's words are not unreasonable. After speaking, Fang Xiuwu slowly stood up and stretched. Sigh. I say, why are the two of you so smart? As Fang Xiuwen spoke, the willow on his body gradually disappeared. The three brothers were actually not hit this time. Big brother, second brother, why didn't you get hit? Even you didn't get hit. How could we be hit by Junior Sister Tsai's phantom secret technique? While the three of them were arguing endlessly, Luo Tsai and Tang Ao had already arrived at a small path down the mountain. Next would be the finals for the top 10 of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings. However, the finals would only be held 3 days later. In these 3 days, Tang Ao planned to go down the mountain with Luo Tsai to have some fun. Within a room within the inner sect of the Seven Kills sect, Ouyang Duan was holding onto a jade cup as he savored the fine wine within. Third brother, are we still going to do what Xiao Ho Linyuan asked us to do? Ouyang Qilian asked bitterly. After taking a sip, Ouyang Duan said very confidently, Of course I will. Once we're done, House Xiaoho's Starpoint Whip and Crepe Myrtle Destiny Dao Physique will be mine. Hearing Ouyang Duan's words, Ouyang Qilian's expression turned even uglier. But third brother, from the looks of it now, among all of us brothers, only you and I will be able to take down Tang Ao. Then you go. The Starpoint Whip is yours. I'll play with the Crepe Myrtle Destiny Dao Physique first. You'll have a share as well. Also, I'll bring my Scorpion God Knight with you. Once we're done, it'll belong to you. Ouyang Qilian, who was originally hesitant, nodded with a dark look in his eyes after hearing the many benefits. Over the past year, due to some fortuitous encounters, Ouyang Qilian's strength had already entered the top 10 of the Dragon and Phoenix rankings. Even if he were to face Hua Zipping, he was confident that he could kill Hua Zipping while retreating unscathed. Although Tang Ao could kill Hua Zipping, it was because of the power of the 7-kill slaughtering art that he had mastered. However, the activation speed of the 7-kill slaughtering art was extremely slow. It was impossible for Tang Ao to use the 7-kill slaughtering art against him. Now, not only had his strength greatly improved, but he also had the help of Ouyang Duan's Scorpion God Knight. As long as he was careful, killing Tang Ao would be a piece of cake. Scorpion God Knight and the Star-Pointed Whip were rare treasures. The Crepe Myrtle Dao body was a dual cultivation body that could only be found and not sought. Even if it was second-hand, it was not something that Ouyang Qilian could be picky about. At that moment, one of Ouyang Duan's lackeys walked in. Sir Duan, the Tang Ao that you told me to keep an eye on just went down the mountain. Ouyang Duan drank the wine in the jade cup in one gulp. Are you sure you didn't see wrongly? Tang Ao really went down the mountain? Sir Duan, it is absolutely true. I personally saw Tang Ao at the waist of the mountain. Right now, I'm afraid that he has already reached the foot of the mountain. Good, very good. If you obediently stayed on the mountain, I would have to think twice before taking care of you. Right now, since you went down the mountain to die, don't blame me. Hearing Ouyang Duan's words, Ouyang Qilian panicked. Third brother, why do you need to personally take care of a mere 5th level of the Origin Realm? I'll go. But fourth brother, after all, that brat has mastered the 7-kill slaughtering technique. It's better if you go. Since the Dragon and Phoenix ranking battle was imminent, naturally, Ouyang Duan would not personally take care of Tang Ao. However, his fourth brother was naturally suspicious. Although he promised him many benefits, it was very possible that he would not put in the effort and in the end ruin his plans. Third brother, you worry too much. With the Scorpion God Knight that you gave me, why would I be afraid of Tang Ao's 7-kill slaughtering technique? I will definitely be able to make Tang Ao disappear from this world without anyone knowing. Okay. Since fourth brother has the heart, I won't stop you. I'll also ask Ouyang Ying to help you. You must succeed. Third brother, don't worry. I'll go back and prepare. I'll leave immediately. 3 days later, Tang Ao will definitely not appear on the stage for the top 10 of the Dragon and Phoenix ranking. Okay. Ouyang Duan poured a cup of wine for Ouyang Qilian. Then, he took out a black leaf with a scorpion pattern from his storage ring and gave it to Ouyang Qilian. At this time, Tang Ao and Luo Tsai had already arrived at the foot of the mountain. As for the threat that was about to arrive, Tang Ao did not have the slightest awareness. There are only 3 days until the finals of the Dragon and Phoenix ranking. Junior Tang Ao, are you not going to prepare? There's no need to prepare. Other than the first and second place of the top 10 of the Dragon and Phoenix ranking, the rest are really not that challenging. The others aren't that challenging, Tang Ao said seriously. After Tang Ao finished speaking, Luo Tsai looked at him with disdain. Keep bragging. You've only defeated Hua Zipping, who is ranked 11th on the Dragon and Phoenix ranking, and you're already so cocky. I'm just confident. If we really fight, you, who is ranked 4th on the Dragon and Phoenix ranking, might not be able to defeat me, Tang Ao said after sizing up Luo Tsai. Okay, then let's give it a try. After Luo Tsai finished speaking, she threw a punch at Tang Ao. However, Tang Ao reached out with lightning speed and grabbed her hand. Pervert, you said you would protect me. You're bullying me again. Luo Tsai struggled, but she could not break free from Tang Ao's hand. When she was still trying to pull away, Tang Ao suddenly let go of her wrist. Luo Tsai could not retract her strength in time and fell backwards. However, before she fell to the ground, Tang Ao hugged her waist again. Luo Tsai was ashamed and angry. Just as she was about to struggle, Luo Tsai's beautiful eyes suddenly blinked. Then, Tang Ao's vision turned black. His body went limp and he fell down. Chapter 184. Clear Spring Town was the closest town to the Seven Kills sect. When the disciples of the Seven Kills sect were tired from training in the sect, they would always go to the town to play in groups of 3 or 5. Different from other towns, Clear Spring Town was located at the intersection of several official roads, so the town was unusually prosperous. Caravans traveling from the south to the north would also temporarily purchase and sell goods in Clear Spring Town when they rested. Thus, in Clear Spring Town, one could see many rare things that could not be seen in other places. Tang Ao was the young lord of a city and grew up in the city lord's mansion freely. He had seen many things and was not curious about them. However, Luo Tsai was different. After a short conversation with Luo Tsai, Tang Ao knew that it was the first time she came out of the sect. In the past, she had been training hard in the sect and did not know that there was such a fun place under the Seven Kills sect. After landing in the town's trading area, Luo Tsai was extremely excited. She went to see the Nanli Nation's unique cloud brocade, and then went to see the performance of the Xian Nation's demonic beasts. These demonic beasts were domesticated and raised for several generations. Although they had the appearance of demonic beasts, they were no different from ordinary poultry. After walking for a while, Tang Ao really did not want to walk anymore. Junior Tsai, do you see the tallest Clear Spring restaurant not far ahead? Luo Tsai looked in the direction Tang Ao pointed. Yes, I see it. I'm going to the Clear Spring restaurant to order a table of food. When you're done playing, come to the 3rd floor of the Clear Spring restaurant to find me. After Tang Ao finished speaking, he found that Luo Tsai had already run to the Yunhua Nation's jade ornaments to buy wantonly. As an inner sect disciple of the Seven Kills sect, she naturally did not lack money. However, he did not know if she heard what he said clearly. Luo Tsai was an expert at the peak of the 9th level of the Origin Martial Realm. Most of the people in this town were ordinary people. Even if there were martial artists in the caravans, they were only at the body refinement realm. Hence, there should be no existence in this town that could threaten her. At most, she would be cheated of some money by the black-hearted merchants. Moreover, this situation had happened many times when she was buying the golden hairpin and jade bracelet. Every floor of the Clear Spring restaurant had a different spending standard, but for the wealthy Tang Ao, there wasn't much of a difference. However, when Tang Ao walked to the 2nd floor and was about to go to the 3rd floor, he was stopped by someone. Sir, please wait. The 3rd floor of the Clear Spring restaurant has been booked by our young master. If you want a drink, please go to the 1st and 2nd floor. A middle-aged man in a white shirt and a black collar with a long saber on his waist stopped in front of Tang Ao. This was not the first time that Tang Ao had come to this Clear Spring restaurant. In the past, every time Tang Ao went down the mountain to train, he would come here to drink a cup or two. He had never heard of this Clear Spring restaurant having a private room. This time, the Dragon and Phoenix rankings were around the corner, so he purposely came down the mountain to relax. He did not expect that the 3rd floor, which he frequented, would not allow him to come up. Just as Tang Ao was considering finding an empty table on the second floor, a fat middle-aged man with a mustache rolled down the stairs of the third floor. Seeing this person, Tang Ao was stunned because this person was the shopkeeper of the Clear Spring restaurant, Wu Yu Kai. Wu Yu Kai was like a meatball as he rolled down the long stairs. Looking at his figure, if there was no one to stop him when he fell to the second floor, he would definitely create a hole in the floor. Just as Wu Yu Kai was about to fiercely hit the floor, Tang Ao used the spirit energy in his hand to pull him up. Chapter 185. Without waiting for Tang Ao and Wu Yu Kai to speak, a feminine voice came down from the third floor. It's your fortune that our young master Murong has taken a liking to your lousy restaurant. You actually said that this restaurant doesn't have a reservation rule? Are you looking to die? Wu Yu Kai was quite frightened by this guard, but he still said with an ugly expression, Sir, my Wu clan has managed this Clear Spring restaurant for 3 generations. It has always been a rule that we don't reserve the entire restaurant. It's not aimed at you, sirs. As a businessman, his reputation and rules couldn't be broken. Clear Spring Town was located at the intersection of the Six Nations official road. Merchants traveling from south to north all had to rest in his Clear Spring restaurant. These merchants were generous and left in a hurry. Soon, they would be able to empty seats for newcomers to sit in. Thus, the Wu clan's ancestors set the rule that Clear Spring Restaurant didn't reserve the entire restaurant. This seemed like a loss of money, but the gain was even greater. Wu Yu Kai had been operating here for 20 years, how could he not know? What if our young master Murong insists on reserving the entire restaurant? That's right, you guys chase out the rest of the commoners. I remember that young master said he wanted to reserve the entire Clear Spring restaurant. Hearing Wu Yotsai's words, the bearded man who seemed to be the leader said arrogantly. But his words were very effective. After he finished speaking, the guards began to clear out the customers. Most of these customers were ordinary people passing by. Although they didn't dare to make a move against the Murong family's guards, they still grumbled a few words. What are you guys doing? Can't you be reasonable? I still haven't finished eating. At least let me finish my meal before leaving. This group of dogs that rely on their master's power. They can't even eat in peace. Ordinary people would only grumble a few words, but there were some cultivators in the caravans. On the second floor, 3 men and 2 women were eating at a table near the window. Suddenly, the dishes on the table were flipped to the ground by the Murong family's guard. Today, Clear Spring Restaurant has been reserved by our young master Murong. If you guys want to eat, then scram and eat somewhere else. As soon as the Murong family's guard finished speaking, one of the 5 people who had taken their seats, a sturdy man who looked like an iron tower, stood up. Motherf *Ker, our cloud water chamber of commerce has traveled all over the world for so many years, and there has never been anyone who could make us lose our meals. Seeing the burly man getting angry, a young woman among the 5 said, Big brother Hu Kai, forget it. We can eat somewhere else. Miss, our cloud water chamber of commerce has always been one to not offend others if they don't offend us. These bastards want to stir up trouble. We can't let them off easily. Bai Yunxin knew Hu Kai's temper. This time, she really didn't want Hu Kai to stir up trouble here. Without waiting for Bai Yunxin to dissuade him again, the Murong family's guard became angry as well. How dare you scold your grandfather, you bastard? Are your dog eyes blind? Don't you know who your grandfather is? As the guard spoke, he took out a snow-white jade pendant engraved with the word Murong from his waist. However, the scene of him being scared witless did not happen. Instead, a fist the size of a bowl kept enlarging in his eyes. Bang! It was as if he had smashed a watermelon with his palm when buying it. Fortunately, Hu Kai had reserved his strength for this punch, and the Murong family's lackey's head was sturdy enough. Hu Kai's punch only caused the lackey to see stars and roll on the ground. Chapter 186. With Tang Ao's eyesight, he could tell at a glance that Hu Kai was a warrior at the 6th level of the body-tempering realm. As for the Murong family guard that Hu Kai had knocked to the ground, he was only a rookie who had just stepped into the 3rd level of the body-tempering realm. Furthermore, most of the guards were at the 3rd or 4th level of the body-tempering realm. With just these guards, it was really not enough to fight. However, the bearded man who had spoken arrogantly was a warrior at the 9th level of the body-tempering realm. Once that person attacked, it would probably be difficult for Hu Kai and company to leave this place today. Seeing Hu Kai knock a guard to the ground with a punch, the maidservant beside Bai Yunshin was amused. "Brother Hu Kai, well done. You just want to teach these bastards a lesson. Everyone is here to eat, but they won't let others eat. Little Red, don't say any more." Bai Yunshin stopped Little Red as she hurriedly took out 10 silver coins and handed them to the guard who had been knocked to the ground by Hu Kai. "Brother, my guard was rude. This money is for you to treat your injuries." However, the guard grabbed Bai Yunshin's wrist. "I don't know why, but when I saw Miss, my injuries were all healed." Although he had been knocked to the ground by Hu Kai, the guard still fearlessly grabbed Bai Yunshin with his large hand. Bai Yunshin's wrist was grabbed by him, but she couldn't dodge. "Brat, you are courting death. How dare you tease my Mississippi?" As Hu Kai spoke, he threw a punch at Murong Ying's head. It was different from the previous punch. This punch was unleashed by Hu Kai in a rage, and he used all his strength. However, Hu Kai's ferocious punch was unable to advance any further. His wrist had already been grabbed by a bearded man. Upon seeing this scene, Murong Ying scoffed. "Lu Huzi, at least you have a good eye. No matter how unsightly I am, my surname is still Murong." After Hu Kai was grabbed by Lu Huzi, a 5th firmament black-brown bear life soul attached to Hu Kai's body. With a shake of his wrist, Hu Kai broke free from Lu Huzi and pulled Bai Yunshin behind him. When Lu Huzi saw Hu Kai summon his life soul, he also used his own life soul. One was the fire mastiff life soul from the 4th firmament and the other was the long-whiskered grass life soul from the 6th firmament. After summoning the life souls, the battle between the two sides was on the verge of breaking out. However, anyone with a discerning eye could tell that Hu Kai was no match for Lu Huzi. Regardless of the number or quality of the life souls, Lu Huzi was clearly superior to Hu Kai. Heavens, Deputy Commander Lu has actually awakened a 2nd life soul. If I'm not wrong, Deputy Commander Lu seems to have advanced to the 9th level of the body refining realm. 9th level of the body refining realm? From now on, Deputy Commander Lu will be Commander Lu. Apart from the Cloud Water Chamber of Commerce, there were also people from other chambers of commerce present. Just now, when they saw that Hu Kai was at a disadvantage, they wanted to help him. After all, they had been traveling the world for many years, so they more or less had some friendship with the various chambers of commerce. But after seeing that Lu Huzi was actually at the 9th level of the body refining realm, these people immediately put down their previous thoughts. The 9th level of the body refining realm was already in existence that these merchant associations could only look up to. Perhaps even the outer sect disciples of some large sects were only at this level? And among them, the strongest was only at the 7th level of the body refining realm. Chapter 187. In the middle of the crowd, Hu Kai was being played around by the fire hyenas. The wounds on his body were increasing, and drops of scarlet blood were sprinkled all over the floor around him. Although everyone couldn't bear it, no one dared to speak up for Hu Kai. Bai Yunshin's eyes turned red and tears flowed out. She hurriedly ran to Murong Ying. "Young Master Murong, please let go of brother Hu Kai. We will compensate you however much money you want." Murong Ying was thinking about how to get Bai Yunshin in a while, but he didn't expect Bai Yunshin to deliver herself to him. Looking at Hu Kai being beaten half to death by Lu Huzi, Murong Ying no longer had any scruples. An evil light flashed in his eyes, revealing endless desire. Looking at the little beauty who kept walking towards him, Mu Rong-ing swallowed his saliva. Bai Yunshin walked in front of Mu Rong-ing and was pulled over by Mu Rong-ing. In Bai Yunshin's horrified eyes, Mu Rong-ying's claws grabbed the soft parts of her body. But when Mu Rong-ying's hand stretched out halfway, he suddenly lost feeling. Mu Rong-ing was very puzzled. My hand? That hand is redundant for you. I'll cut it off for you, Tang Ao said indifferently. It was as if he were speaking of a commonplace matter which had nothing to do with him. However, everyone present knew that this matter was definitely not ordinary. Although they didn't know what kind of behemoth the Mu Rong family was, Lu Huzi, who was at the 9th level of the body refining realm, was not easy to deal with. Looking at Tang Ao, who was less than 20 years old, everyone had the same thought in their hearts: this kid is dead. After Tang Ao sent out a green lotus sword chi to cut off Mu Rong-ying's perverted hand, he protected Bai Yunshin behind him. This simple-minded and kind-hearted girl was too similar to Qin Yueru in the past. It was as if it had completely evoked the sad and gentle memories in the depths of Tang Ao's heart. Because the green lotus sword chi was too sharp, Mu Rong-ing let out a scream like a pig being slaughtered. Lu Huzi, who was fighting with Hu Kai on the side, also noticed the situation here, but when he saw Mu Rong-ying's right hand being cut off, Lu Huzi's head buzzed. Although this Mu Rong-ing was just trash at the 3rd level of the body refining realm, it was as he had said. No matter how weak he was still a Mu Rong. Besides, Mu Rong-ing was not just an ordinary concubine's descendant in the Murong family, he was a legitimate descendant of the direct line of descent. It was just that his cultivation talent was too useless, so he was made the commander of the imperial bodyguards. Because he was worried that his strength was too low, he arranged for him to be his assistant. On the surface, it was to help him manage the group of guards, but in reality, it was to protect this little devil in secret. At that moment, Mu Rong-ying's hand had been chopped off under his watch. Lu Huzi felt as if the sky had collapsed. Ah! Lu Huzi roared and kicked Hu Kai to the ground with a kick that could split gold and stone. Hu Kai's chest instantly caved in. Apparently, several of his ribs were broken. Lu Huzi's aura also instantly rose to the level of the 1st level of the origin realm. Lu Huzi, who had his aura explosively increased, looked at Tang Ao with a ferocious gaze as he walked over, as if he wanted to tear Tang Ao apart alive. At that moment, Lu Huzi had such a thought in his heart. Only by letting Tang Ao die like this would the Murong family be satisfied, and the Murong family's punishment towards him would be lighter. Chapter 188. Bastard. Today I'll make you regret being born into this world. After stopping the bleeding from Mu Rong-ying's broken arm, Lu Huzi took out a long blade from his storage ring. Sigh, this boy failed to save the beauty. He's going to die here today. That Lu Huzi is actually an expert at the 1st level of the origin realm. The Mu Rong family really has a deep foundation. We can't afford to offend them. What a pity. This boy is going to die here at such a young age. Looking at his courage, I even intended to make him my son-in-law. Seeing that there's no spirit power fluctuation on that boy, he shouldn't have entered the body refinement realm, right? I think he'll be chopped to death by Lu Huzi. He'll probably be chopped in half, right? This is too bloody, too violent. What can we do? Who told him to stick his head out for no reason? Bai Yunshin also knew that this matter wouldn't end well. Tang Ao had provoked the Murong family because he wanted to save her, so she couldn't implicate Tang Ao. Thinking to that point, Bai Yunshin walked to Mu Rong-ying's side. Sir Mu Rong, please let go of brother Hu Kai and this gentleman. I'm willing to serve you for a lifetime. Please let them go. After Mu Rong-ing lost an arm, he was furious. In the past, he had defiled countless women, but he had never paid such a heavy price. At that moment, not only did he hate Tang Ao, he was also thinking about how to torture Bai Yunxin. He did not expect that woman to come over again. Mu Rongying took out a dagger from somewhere and stabbed it towards Bai Yunxin's eyes. Although Mu Rongying was trash, he was still a martial artist at the 3rd level of the body refinement realm. The speed of his attack was astonishing. Hu Kai wanted to save him, but it was already too late. Although the others could not bear it, they did not dare to offend Mu Rongying and the others who were in the origin realm. Looking at the dagger that was instantly in front of her eyes, Bai Yunxin screamed and fainted. But at that moment, a boom sound rang out. It was Tang Ao who punched Mu Rongying into the floor of the Clear Spring restaurant. Tang Ao used the 7-kill art of the 7-kill slaughtering in that punch. Mu Rongying, who was embedded in the floor, naturally became a pile of unrecognizable flesh. After cultivating the 7-kill slaughter art, Tang Ao could subtly sense the other party's resentment when they came into contact. This resentment was accumulated when Mu Rongying slaughtered innocent people. There were more than 800 strands of resentment on Mu Rongying's body, which meant that Mu Rongying had taken more than 800 innocent lives. It wouldn't be too much to kill such scum. The onlookers couldn't help but sigh when they saw this scene. Too bloody. There were also a few people who couldn't bear to see Bai Yunxin's eyeballs being picked out by Mu Rongying, so they didn't look over. How is the girl? Are her eyes red? You said it was too bloody just now. Could it be? That must be it. This girl is in the prime of her life, yet she met with such an unexpected disaster. What a pity, what a pity. Hearing that these people seemed to have misunderstood, the person who first spoke said again, "It's that brat's attack just now was too bloody. He hit people all over the floor." Lu Huzi was dumbfounded when he saw Mu Rongying being killed by Tang Ao. "Bastard, I'll tear you apart alive!" After Lu Huzi finished speaking, he threw his long blade and rushed forward. Since he doesn't use a blade, why did he take it out just now? Yeah, is there something wrong with this person's head? He took the blade out just to throw it away? Could it be that Origin Realm experts have such poise? Ah, don't you guys find it strange? That Mu Rongying was a martial artist at the 3rd level of the body refinement realm. How could he be killed so easily? It seems like that brat has some strength. I heard shopkeeper Wu say that this person seems to be called Tang Ao? Right now, it's useless no matter what he's called. In front of an Origin Realm martial artist, his little bit of strength, tsk. I'm afraid that the following scene will be even more bloody. Just now, Lu Huzi said that he was going to tear him apart alive. I'm already old, so I won't watch such a hot-blooded scene. Chapter 189. Lu Huzi was reminded of Master Murong's teachings when he saw Mu Rongying's tragic death. Even if it's a dog of the Murong clan, not just anyone can beat it. The distance between Lu Huzi and Tang Ao was getting closer and closer. Lu Huzi had already felt the long-beard serene grass's desire for nutrients in Tang Ao's body. His martial Dao talent was very ordinary, and the reason why he could enter the Origin Realm was because of the long-beard nether grass. Every time the long-whiskered serene grass devoured the nutrients of others, it would feed back a portion of the nutrients to itself. He used that characteristic of the long-whiskered nether grass, and after killing who knows how many people, he finally broke into the Origin Realm. After breaking into the Origin Realm, he changed from the original principle of killing if he had to the principle of killing if he wanted to. In order to improve his strength, he would even secretly kill some people who looked good. Of all the people he had killed, he had obtained nutrients from their bodies. This was the first time the long-bearded serene grass showed such a desire. It seemed that this person's nutrients must be very good. Thinking of this, a bloodthirsty impulse emerged in Lu Huzi's eyes. He grabbed Tang Ao's heart with his right hand. The heart was the most nutritious place, so he liked to start eating from the most delicious place. But at this time, Tang Ao also moved. A palm with earth-shattering momentum instantly slapped Lu Huzi's body. Lu Huzi immediately flew out, and then exploded into a cloud of blood mist in the air. He died without leaving any residue. This? How is that possible? The surrounding customers were shocked. That Lu Huzi was an expert of the origin realm, yet he was so easily killed. Wu Yotsai's face was filled with disbelief. That's it. Huge waves rose in Hu Kai's heart. The origin realm martial artist that he always looked up to was so easily killed by someone. Am I seeing things correctly? The origin realm vice commander Lu was killed by someone? A Murong family guard trembled as he said. Also, I think I saw that he was killed with a single palm strike. There must be something wrong with my eyes. After Tang Ao used the 7-kill slaughter art to kill Lu Huzi, Bai Yunxin also woke up. However, Bai Yunxin did not dare to open her eyes. Her frail body was still trembling uncontrollably. It was obvious that he remembered the dagger that Murong Ing had used to stab his eyes. My eyes really can't see anything, Bai Yunxin said sadly. Tang Ao was speechless as he looked at Bai Yunxin, whose eyes were tightly shut. Isn't this nonsense? Who can see with their eyes closed? It's all right now. Looking at her pitiful appearance, Tang Ao's heart warmed and he softly said, Yeah, it's all right now. I won't be able to see anything I want to see anymore. Bai Yunxin was still lying on the ground. Her voice was a little bitter. Tang Ao was speechless. He reached out and picked her up. When you open your eyes, you're fine. Open your eyes, open your eyes. Bai Yunxin seemed to have thought of something. Her beautiful eyes slowly opened, and then Tang Ao's warm smile appeared in front of her. Seeing that her eyes could still see, Bai Yunxin was extremely happy. She immediately hugged Tang Ao. Tang Ao was stunned and didn't know where to put his hands. Finally, with a howl, he placed his hand on Bai Yunxin's back. Chapter 190. Brother Tang Ao, you're in big trouble. The Murong clan is one of the 6 great clans of the primordial era. After Tang Ao killed Mu Rong Ing and Lu Huzi, the shopkeeper of the Clear Spring restaurant, Wu Yukai, finally came back to his senses. He also remembered what kind of people the Murong clan was. In the northern part of the continent there were 6 great clans. They were collectively known as the clans of the primordial era. The Murong clan was one of the 6 great clans. Tang Ao had killed a member of the Murong clan, so he and the Murong clan were mortal enemies. Shopkeeper Wu, you must be joking. I only killed a few lowlife. From Tang Ao's point of view, these people from the Murong clan were just a bunch of lowly scum. Their spiritual energy was weak and their martial skills were full of loopholes. Yet, they still dared to bully others and tyrannize their women. Moreover, the 2 of them had a lot of blood on their hands. Killing them was not an exaggeration. In Tang Ao's eyes, Mu Rong Ing and Lu Huzi were lowlife. However, the spectators did not dare to think that way. Putting aside Mu Rong Ing, who was only in the 3rd layer of the body-tempering realm, Lu Huzi was a true cultivator of the origin realm. Yet, such a cultivator was called lowlife. Everyone felt that either Tang Ao had a terrifying background or he was too young and ignorant. However, from what Tang Ao had just done, it was obvious that the former was more likely to be the case. From their point of view, Tang Ao would not have been so decisive in killing Mu Rong Ing if he did not have an illustrious background. With that thought, everyone secretly thought of a possibility regarding Tang Ao's identity. It was the successor of the Tang clan, one of the 6 great clans of the primordial era. Tang Ao was so young yet he already had such methods. Perhaps only such a prestigious family would be able to nurture such an evildoer. Furthermore, after killing the members of the Murong family, he still had a fearless expression on his face. This further confirmed everyone's guess. In a short time, The news of the Tang clan member killing the Murong clan member spread like wildfire. Soon, it reached the Murong clan and the Tang clan in the north. Murong Jie tore the letter in his hand into pieces. "Little bastard from the Tang family, you've gone too far. Mobilize the Murong clan elites near Clear Spring Town and kill him." "Master, the matter hasn't been thoroughly investigated yet." "Shouldn't we wait for the matter to be thoroughly investigated before taking action?" The furious Murong Jie slapped the guard's head. "He's already dead. What's the point of investigating? I don't care who he is. He killed my Murong family's people, so he must pay with his life, pay with his life." In the eyes of this guard, Master Murong had always been amiable. Why did he suddenly fly into a rage? However, the guard who had just been slapped did not dare to meddle. Taking a deep breath, Murong Jie calmed down a little. "Which experts of my Murong family are in the vicinity of Clear Spring Town?" The guard quickly opened the jade slip and checked the distribution of the Murong clan elites in each region. Replying to my lord, second young Master Murong Hua and Mr. Murong Yi are currently in Clear Spring Town, and, without waiting for the guard to finish, Murong Jie waved his hand. "There's no need to say anything. Let Hua and Murong Yi go and kill this Tang brat for me." "Yes, master." The guard hurriedly passed on the order to Murong Hua and Murong Yi through the sound transmission spell. Chapter 191. "Father, should we send someone to investigate?" a young man next to Tang Hao asked. "There's no need. Although this has happened, only you and I know about it. Even if that old Murong Jie comes looking for us, I can still say that I don't know. Once we investigate, it'll be fine if our Tang family is in the right, but what if that unfilial child uses our Tang family's power to kill that Murong kid? Then it'll be troublesome." Tang Mingyuan nodded and said, "Father is right." Tang Hao was very satisfied with his son, who understood everything with just a hint. "Although we can't investigate openly, we can go secretly. You can go see for yourself what's going on." "All right, then I'll leave immediately." Qingchuan Town wasn't too far from the Tang family's residence. With Tang Mingyuan's speed, he would arrive in less than 3 days. Qingchuan Town was worthy of being the intersection of the 6 countries' official roads. In this world, there was probably no place faster for news to travel than here. It had only been 4 hours since Tang Ao killed Murong Ing and the others, but the news had already spread to the clan of the ancients in the north. However, Tang Ao didn't know any of this. At this moment, he was drinking at a window seat on the 3rd floor of Qingchuan Restaurant. This was his favorite place. Not only could he look at the scenery in the distance, but he could also feel the gentle breeze. In the past, Tang Ao would come here alone to drink, but this time, Tang Ao's table was filled with people. These people were not ordinary people, of course. They were all important people from the Chamber of Commerce nearby. There were the presidents of the Chamber of Commerce. If the presidents were not nearby, then the vice presidents would come. "I say, everyone, what business do you have with me?" Seeing that these people wanted to say something but were hesitant, Tang Ao really didn't have the mood to drink anymore. The children of the clan of the ancients had always been elusive. Apart from the arrogant Murong family, it was almost impossible to meet people from the other families in the outer sect. For these merchants, it was extremely important to establish a friendship with the Tang family of the clan of the ancients. This was because it was rumored that the Tang family of the clan of the ancients owned 300 herb mountains. The herbs on the mountains were not ordinary goods. Once they established a friendship with the Tang family, it was very likely that they would be able to purchase these herbs from the Tang family and resell them. Their caravans traveled from country to do business, so of course they knew what could be sold for the best price. Just like the sweet lavender grass that could be found everywhere in the east, it could be sold for 1 gold coin in the desolate west. On the other hand, Even if one were to sell the sweet-smelling grass for 1 copper coin per stalk in the eastern region, there would still be people who would say that one was crazy for money. Young Master Tang, we don't have any other intentions. We just want to make friends with young Master Tang. The president of Western Sand Trade Association said as he handed over a gift box. Tang Ao reached out his hand to stop her. We're just friends, drinking is fine. There's no need for formalities. What are you talking about, young Master Tang? This is a token of my sincerity. President Western Sand said as he stuffed the gift box into Tang Ao's hands. When the other guild leaders saw this, they silently cursed themselves for being stupid and followed suit. For a moment, the gift boxes behind Tang Ao piled up into a small hill. These presidents wanted to gain the favor of Tang Ao, the young master of the Tang family, so they were extremely generous. Among these gifts, almost none of them were ordinary goods. There were even a few that Tang Ao currently lacked. Chapter 192. Everyone was waiting for Tang Ao's words. In their opinion, as long as they got to know Tang Ao, they would have a breakthrough, and things would be much easier to handle later. While Tang Ao was eating and drinking in the Qingchuan restaurant, Luo Tsai was also very happy. At this time, Luo Tsai had become a big fat sheep in the eyes of the vendors. This person was not only generous but also easy to fool. No matter which vendor's stall Luo Tsai went to, the other party would recommend their goods to Luo Tsai. Luo Tsai was confused by everyone's words. She kept taking out a lot of gold coins from the storage ring and stuffed some things that she didn't know what to buy into the storage ring. At this time, the miscellaneous things in the storage ring had piled up into a hill, but Luo Tsai was still buying. Some vendors who were a little further away even came to Luo Tsai with their goods from a distance. After some introductions, they tricked Luo Tsai into coming to their booth. Luo Tsai naturally would not let him down. Looking at such novel and beautiful things, even if she didn't understand what they were for, she would still buy a lot of them. On the street of Qingchuan town, Murong Hua, dressed in fine clothes, walked impatiently. Behind him was a middle-aged man with a gloomy face. Mr. Yi, did you receive the message from the patriarch just now? Murong Hua was very upset. He really couldn't think of which blind thing dared to kill the people of the Murong family. Not only did they kill the people of the Murong family, but they also killed his subordinate. Wasn't this a slap to Murong Hua's face? Well, I received it. Murong Yi was not only upset, but also very angry. In the eyes of others, he was so angry because of Murong Ye's death, but in fact, he was so angry because of Lu Huzi's death. Like Lu Huzi, he also had a long whisker soul grass life soul. But unlike Lu Huzi, his long whisker soul grass life soul was awakened by himself, while Lu Huzi's was given to him by himself. The long-beard soul grass life soul was somewhat different from other life souls. As long as the person who awakened the life soul was alive, they could place a sliver of the life soul into someone else's body. Then, through the host's use of the long-beard soul grass, a large amount of pure spiritual energy could be fed back to the person who awakened the life soul. Lu Huzi originally thought that the energy absorbed by the long-beard soul grass was used for its growth, but he didn't know that most of the spiritual energy absorbed by the long-beard soul grass was fed back to Murong Yi. As for hosts like Lu Huzi, Murong Yi had nurtured a total of 300 people. However, less than 10 of them managed to adapt to the long whisker soul grass life soul and survive. However, these 10 people did not disappoint Murong Yi, because these 10 people had helped Murong Yi become a Sea of Souls realm warrior in a short 5 years. The feedback of the long-beard soul grass in Lu Huzi's body was also the most spiritual power. Now, such an important chess piece had actually been killed right under his nose. Murong Yi felt an unprecedented humiliation. Sigh, that young lady is quite interesting. When Murong Yi was thinking about how to torture the person who killed Lu Huzi, Murong Hua's feminine voice suddenly came over. Murong Yi looked in the direction of the voice and saw Luo Tsai carrying big and small bags in her hands. Mr. Hua, that little girl is not simple. She is also a warrior at the peak of the 9th level of the origin martial realm like you. It's better not to complicate matters. Chapter 193. The 9th level of the origin martial realm and the Sea of Souls realm seemed to be only a fine line apart, but the difference between them was like heaven and earth. This time, no one knew how many warriors at the peak of the 9th level of the origin martial realm had died in Murong Ye's hands. Mr. Hua, Murong Ying and Lu Huzi died tragically. Let's go take revenge for them first. Don't cause unnecessary trouble. Murong Yi was rushing to retrieve the long-beard soul grass in Lu Huzi's body. How could he be in the mood to waste time with Murong Hua? How about this? Mr. Yi, help me capture this girl first. Then, I'll go back to the inn to have fun, and Mr. Yi can go take revenge for your beloved disciple. How about that? Although Murong Hua had some tricks up his sleeve, it was still difficult for him to capture a warrior at the same level with his own strength. But for Murong Yi, who was at the Sea of Souls realm, it was a piece of cake. All right. Having worked with Murong Hua for so long, Murong Yi naturally knew Murong Hua's character. If he didn't help him capture this girl today, Murong Hua would definitely go to the Patriarch and gossip when he returned to the Murong clan. When Luo Tsai was about to look at another stall, the peddler who was leading the way was suddenly kicked away. Lady, how about going to the inn with me for a drink? Murong Hua blocked Luo Tsai from behind the peddler. Not interested. Luo Tsai was about to walk away, but Murong Hua clawed at her. Luo Tsai immediately moved. Like a fairy, she flew backward for some distance and slowly landed. However, as soon as Luo Tsai landed, she felt an unprecedented crisis. Just as Luo Tsai was about to dodge, her neck was suddenly slapped by someone. Then, Luo Tsai felt her spirit power being sealed, and her strength instantly disappeared. Sealing spirit palm. Luo Tsai was an inner disciple of the Seven Kills sect. After discovering these symptoms, she quickly knew that she was hit by a secret skill called sealing spirit palm. Now that the three Fong brothers were not by her side and Tang Ao was also not here, she was doomed. After sealing Luo Tsai's spirit power, Murong Yi couldn't wait to rush to the Spring Inn. What a deep relationship between master and disciple. Looking at Murong Ye's hurried back, Murong Hua sighed. In the Clear Spring restaurant, a servant dressed like a servant suddenly ran up to the 3rd floor, looking travel-worn. Guild leader Western Sands, something bad has happened. The fat sheep has been captured? What? Hearing the servant's words, the other guild leaders were shocked. Looking at their strange expressions, Tang Ao asked curiously, "What's a fat sheep?" Hearing this, young Master Tang question, the Western Sand Association's president was the first to explain. "I don't know which faction's young mistress is from, but she's been buying wantonly as soon as she arrived in town. She bought all the goods that I had accumulated for 7 or 8 years. The president of the Tianshui Chamber of Commerce felt the same way and said, "To tell you the truth, the goods I was going to throw away were also bought by her, which reduced my losses greatly." "Who took Fat Sheep?" President Western Sand asked. "It's a young master with a gloomy face." At this time, Tang Ao realized something. "Does this fat sheep look like this?" Tang Ao hurriedly described Luo Tsai's appearance to the servant. "It's this girl. Young Master Tang knows her." Chapter 194. In the Clear Spring restaurant, Murong Yi looked at the middle-aged man with an ashen face. "I'll ask you again, where are the people from the Murong family?" Looking at the workers who died tragically, the shopkeeper trembled and couldn't speak. Seeing that the shopkeeper didn't speak, Morong Yi raised his hand again. Sir, please spare me. I think you might have come to the wrong place. The person you are looking for should be in the Clear Spring restaurant, not here. Ha ha, you dog, you actually dare to play with me. Earlier, he heard from Murong Hua that he had Murong Ing and Lu Huzi book the third floor of the Clear Spring restaurant. Thinking of this, Murong Yi suddenly realized a problem. Because this Clear Spring restaurant only had 2 floors, why would Murong Hua book the third floor? Is there another Clear Spring restaurant in this town? Murong Yi thought of a more reasonable reason. Sir, there was originally only one Clear Spring restaurant in this town. The shopkeeper said and wrote the words Clear Spring Restaurant on a piece of paper. Later on, I saw that the business of the Clear Spring restaurant was too good, so I changed the name to Clear Spring Restaurant. While speaking, he also wrote the words Clear Spring Restaurant on the paper. At this time, Murong Yi finally understood that he was actually delayed by this bastard. Murong Yi was about to leave when he saw the 3 crooked words on the brush in the shopkeeper's hand. Although the words were a bit blurred due to the passage of time, he could still recognize the words brush like knife. The material used to make this brush was neither gold nor wood. Even with Murong Ye's knowledge, he couldn't recognize what material this brush was made of. Shopkeeper, this is 10,000 gold coins. I want this brush. Murong Yi usually used spirit stones, so he didn't know when he brought these gold coins with him. Seeing that this brush was quite extraordinary, Murong Yi directly threw all the gold coins he had to the shopkeeper. Then, under the astonished gaze of the shopkeeper, he took the brush from his hand and left with a flick of his sleeve. After Murong Yi left, the shopkeeper looked at the money bag on the counter and didn't know whether to laugh or cry. How could there be 10,000 gold coins in this? Then, the shopkeeper opened the money pouch, and a large pile of gold coins immediately poured out, covering the entire counter. There really is. Shopkeeper Zhao's eyes lit up. In the Clear Spring Inn, Luo Tsai was thrown onto a large bed. Looking at Luo Tsai's delicate face, plump breasts, and slender figure, Murong Hua swallowed his saliva. He had seen countless women, but it was the first time he had seen someone as lovely as Luo Tsai. Little beauty, don't worry. Next, I will let you have a good time. Looking at Luo Tsai's somewhat frightened expression, Murong Hua's eyes shone with evil light. Where should I start? This is really difficult. Looking at Luo Tsai, who was as beautiful as a work of art, Murong Hua didn't know where to start. How about this? I'll pour a cup of wine on you. I'll start from wherever it touches. Murong Hua picked up a glass of wine and splashed it at Luo Tsai. The wine fell precisely on the soft part of the girl's body. Murong Hua was shocked and pounced on Luo Tsai. However, halfway through, Murong Hua found that his vision went black, and then a shoe print was imprinted on Murong Hua's face. Looking at Luo Tsai, who was powerlessly lying on the bed, Tang Ao asked, "Are you okay?" Luo Tsai was wearing light clothes, so when Murong Hua's glass of wine touched her, her clothes immediately became a little transparent and hazy. Seeing that Tang Ao was staring at her, Luo Tsai rolled her eyes at him. Chapter 195. The 7 life spirits behind Tang Ao swept out. The 10,000 ghosts seeking life spirit from the 16th level of heaven hit Murong Hua's 9-strand steel fork. Murong Hua found it unbelievable that Tang Ao, who was only at the 7th level of the origin martial realm, could take his attack. However, he didn't use his full strength just now. Seeing that Tang Ao seemed to have some ability, Murong Hua also became serious. For a playboy like him who liked to drink and flirt, if he didn't have some means and awareness, he naturally wouldn't be able to live to this day. Therefore, after a tentative attack, he prepared to go all out. In an instant, the 11 life spirits behind him attacked Tang Ao together. Facing the 11 life spirits, Tang Ao didn't dare to be careless. The dragon of bloody battle from the 18th level of heaven instantly appeared in his body. Roar! An earth-shattering dragon roar came out of the dragon of bloody battle. Then, it moved forward and hit all the 11 life spirits that were flying toward Tang Ao. Good boy, you actually awakened such a life spirit. You really have some skills. Murong Hua was slightly surprised when he saw the dragon of bloody battle, but he wasn't afraid at all. When the dragon of bloody battle rushed to Murong Hua, a tiger-shaped life spirit flew out of Murong Hua's body and hit the dragon of bloody battle. This tiger-shaped life spirit was the Shura blood tiger life spirit, which was as famous as the dragon of bloody battle. For a moment, the dragon and the tiger were fighting, and no one could do anything to the other. However, without the restraint of the bloodbath dragon soul, Murong Hua's 11 life souls swept towards Tang Ao. Luo Tsai was secretly anxious. Although Tang Ao was powerful, he was only at the 7th level of the Origin Martial Realm. His opponent was at the peak of the 9th level of the Origin Martial Realm. Seeing that Tang Ao was at a disadvantage, Luo Tsai became even more anxious. However, at that moment, her spiritual power was sealed, so she couldn't help even if she wanted to. In the face of the 11 life souls, Tang Ao hurriedly controlled a few of his life souls to meet them. However, the quality of Murong Hua's life spirits was similar to his, and the number was nearly double. Therefore, it was very difficult for Tang Ao to deal with it. A rattlesnake silver snake life soul from the 9th firmament whipped Tang Ao's back when he wasn't paying attention. Tang Ao's back started to bleed, and under this blow, Tang Ao's body shook a little, which was discovered by Murong Hua. Brat, die for me! Murong Hua's eyes emitted a ferocious glint as he rushed over with his 9-stringed steel fork. Luo Tsai screamed, but there was no way to help Tang Ao. Luo Tsai blamed herself. If she had not been captured, Tang Ao would not have fallen into such a dangerous situation. Looking at Murong Hua's ferocious attack, Tang Ao found it hard to avoid it. It was possible that after this blow, she and Tang Ao would be separated from each other. Luo Tsai was extremely anxious. Murong Hua, as long as I'm lucky enough to escape this time, I'll go back and ask my father to completely eradicate the Murong family. Under such circumstances, she could only support Tang Ao. If someone else had said this, it would have been a joke. However, as the daughter of the 7 Kills sect master and the heir of the Luo family of the remote antiquity, Luo Tsai's words carried great weight. However, at that moment, Murong Hua and Tang Ao were fighting at the most dangerous moment, and neither of them heard what she said. Looking at Murong Hua, who was rushing over, Tang Ao sneered. Seeing Tang Ao's sneer, Murong Hua realized that things were not good. Chapter 196. The golden bow in Tang Ao's hand was the sun-shooting divine bow forged by Tang Ao and the Bai clan's master refiner. At this moment, Tang Ao's spiritual power was continuously gathering towards the bow. The sun-shooting arrow soul from the 12th heavenly layer also slowly merged with the sun-shooting divine bow. At this moment, the cold sun-shooting divine bow suddenly seemed to have a life of its own. Murong Hua, who was locked on by the divine bow, felt the aura of death. He wanted to dodge, but the divine bow had completely locked onto him. No matter where he escaped to, he had no doubt that the divine bow's arrow would pierce through him in the next instant. Tang Ao, let me go. I promise I will never be your enemy again. Murong Hua was afraid. Ever since he started cultivating, he had experienced countless life and death trials, but he had never been so afraid. He had never been so close to death. His martial Dao talent was not weak, and he was also the second young master of the Murong clan. He was used to calling the wind and summoning the rain. He was born with wealth and status that many people couldn't obtain in their entire lives. However, he was not satisfied with this. Humans' desires were like rolling snow, endless and more intense. Therefore, he kept cultivating to become stronger and continued to act recklessly. Cultivating to this day, his hands were stained with the blood of countless people. He killed those who should be killed, and those who shouldn't be killed. Wealth, status, fame, women, he had all of them. In this kind of befuddled life, after possessing great power, killing often brought him a sense of reality. At one point, he even believed that he could only prove his existence through endless slaughter. Perhaps it was because he lived under the shadow of his big brother that he formed such a character, or perhaps this was originally a deep-rooted bad habit of humans. At this moment, countless scenes suddenly appeared in Murong Hua's eyes. These scenes were the final struggles of the people who died tragically in his hand. As the 7 streams of light from the 7 kill art converged into an arrow on the divine bow, Tang Ao gradually saw these memory fragments of Murong Hua. At this moment, Tang Ao also had a clearer understanding of the 7 kill art. The reason why the senior who created the 7 kill art of the slaughter created the 7 kill art of the slaughter was not to kill, but to purge the sins left behind by killing. Tang Ao, you can't kill me. I'm the second young master of the Murong family of the primordial era. If you kill me, the Murong family of the primordial era will become your mortal enemy. Only at the last moment of his life did Murong Hua realize how strong his will to live was. In the past, when he saw the expressions of those who were about to die in his hands, Murong Hua was very disdainful. Only at this moment did he understand this indescribable feeling. The divine bow in Tang Ao's hand was pulled wider and wider, and the 7-colored arrow condensed by the 7 kill art was getting sharper and sharper. But Murong Hua still did not give up. Tang Ao, let me go. I can give you anything you want. There's nothing that the Murong family of the primordial era can't give you. Murong Hua, your cultivation is only at the peak of the 9th level of the origin realm, but your hands are full of blood debts. Since you dare to wantonly kill, you should be prepared to pay the debt of blood sooner or later. Hearing Murong Hua's words, Tang Ao was not moved. Not only the innocent people who died tragically in Murong Hua's hands. If Tang Ao came half a step later today, Luo Tsai's ending would also be extremely miserable. Just now, when he used the 7 kill art of the slaughter, Tang Ao saw the scene from Murong Hua's memory fragments. None of the girls who were defiled by Murong Hua in the past survived. Moreover, their deaths were extremely miserable. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.